We are now live.
Nice.
Yes. So we're streaming, and I wanted to test the headset as
Let me hop on real quick
okay.
for it. That that way, and I'll let you know if it's picking up.
Oh, I'm sure it's picking up. I just was curious about what it sounded like on via the stream itself.
That is smooth. Okay, that's amazing.
Isn't that beautiful? It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a simple new headset can do, especially one of this quality. That is so awesome. So, headset, and I've already told hear this. This is a Bengu uh, Stereo Pro surround sound gaming headset. The 9500, and this thing is just so amazing. On the bottom it says gaming headset Nintendo Switch, but you could use it for pretty much anything. And I originally had just bought it for the PlayStation 4, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to test it on the laptop and see how well that sounds. And apparently, I'm smoother than cream cheese on a bagel. Thank you, Bazooka, for that. That was beautiful. Bagel. Who doesn't love a bagel with a creamy cheese creamy?
We have bagels.
We have onion bagels, regular bagels, blueberry bagels. Ah, I don't like everything bagels. I don't know what it is about them. They just don't seem right. I do
I think because it's called everything.
well, I do love we have this place down the road from me. They make these monstrous bagels. They have loaded bagel, they have pizza bagel, they have Asiago bagel, they have a an orange cranberry bagel that is just absolutely amazing. You don't even need to put anything on it. This thing is just like so super good without anything. They got blueberry bagels, everything bagels, um, garlic bagels. Just, ugh, I love hitting there. And there's like $1 a bagel, but considering the size of the bagel you're getting, damn worth it. So worth it. So,
Yeah, I feel upset that I moved because I used to buy this place called Puck Bees. Open like late at 4. The world went downhill. They'd be open from 7 p.m. to 3 in the morning every day. So whenever I get off work, I just go there, get fresh donuts.
ugh. Hi, Big Smoke.
Pretty cheap too.
Hello, I heard something about pork.
For you to show up for. Man, no, this man was upset. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hop this VC. He's like, oh, okay. 5 minutes later, hey, I got off.
Mortal Kombat.
Well, you have come into us talking about how my new headset makes me sound like smoother than cream cheese on a bagel, which got us into the conversation of bagels. And we are currently streaming right now, so yeah.
Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's. How about I take your order?
How can we assist you? How can we assist your pleasure tonight?
No.
So yeah.
I don't want that extra hot sauce.
What? Would you like our ass burner special? Guaranteed to come out spicy both ways.
Oh God.
We get extra hot sauce.
Woo.
Extra hot sauce, as well as extra hot peppers.
Oh, it's a lot of extra.
The hotter the better.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I love spicy food.
Spicy.
Oh man.
I got this
Oh, we've got a vanilla bean.
like Thai food. My like, oh, this brother's girlfriend's like, oh, this wasn't even that spicy. I was disappointed.
My brother has a whole my baby brother. I kid you not. My baby brother has just an entire shelf stocked of like the hottest hot sauces he can get his hands on. Some of them have little skulls and crossbones all over them, triple X. You basically like need to sign a waiver upon buying this stuff, so you can't come back and sue them for it tearing up your insides.
Sounds like my brother and I should, your brother and I should hang out.
Oh, he's a riot. He really is. Just don't talk politics with him. Ugh,
Oh, don't worry, I don't do that.
that's good.
Does not, this man does not talk about politics whatsoever.
Now,
I remember when like, oh hey, who
Am I coming off quiet? Do you
could? I was like, no. I was just like, it's a lose-lose scenario. So no.
now if you really want to win brownie points, just start talking food. My whole family's a bunch of chefs, and my baby brother, he's one of those cooks that you get kind of scared watching because he's just dumping whatever in, but somehow it comes out tasting so amazing that you're just like, it's glowing green, dude. Why? But it tastes so good.
And my cooking method is like just throw something at the wall and hope it sticks.
I would be scared to throw his cooking at the wall. It would probably eat the paint.
Dang.
But it's so good. You can't help but want to eat it. Sometimes I wonder.
It's so
I'm not even kidding. He made this disgusting green colored slop one night, and we were all just staring at it like, what the heck, man? And he's just sitting there eating it right out of the pan. He's like, you guys have no idea, man. It's so good. And so we all grabbed spoons, like pretty much writing out our wills and stuff before we grabbed the spoon. But it was really good.
Pretty much, you were all in green eggs and ham.
We were scared. This is what green eggs and ham would look like if you threw it in a blender and then added like vomit. It looked like that. But it tasted so good. It was like, how man? I did see something earlier or yesterday about how we needed a food chat in here.
food porn?
Yeah, I need I need to spam a room with another server with food porn. Yeah. So for
They
for
were making me hungry this morning.
Wrong with that?
so for you
Oh,
so for you guys joining us,
I'm really craving some of that chicken for the barbecue.
So-
I hate barbecue with passion.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say for the
I'm not referring to the.
for those of you joining us, we are streaming live right now. We are on stream. So
Nice.
Oh.
yes, welcome to what it's like streaming with me. No, this is
What's up, viewers?
woo. So basically, what we're doing is we're testing out my new headset. Someone has already told me that I am smoother than cream cheese on a bagel, which is awesome. I don't know if that's like super awesome or if that's like super sexy, because I did have a headset.
Actually, super sexy.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Super sexy and super awesome at the same time.
I have a friend who actually told me one time, because I had a different microphone and I think this one sounds better. She, like, when I asked her how it sounded, she's like, flings wet panties across the room, and I was like, oh no, please don't do that one. So smoother than cream cheese on a bagel is a really good for me. That works. I got scared coming into this.
You know, a lot of people have told me that. A lot of people have told me that my voice sounds as smooth as ice cream, and I was just like, "Well, thank you, I guess."
I can see it now.
Instead,
I could see you singing like
Your
Isaac
passion is
Hayes.
crazy, man.
Isaac Hayes.
Sorry, Chris.
I was saying that I could see you singing like Isaac Hayes from like South Park Chef songs. I could see that. You've got that dark voice.
Voice. I've heard Deep Work, so
Uh,
that's new.
I've heard deeper too, but
Yeah, the
like
only time people talk about my voice is when I sing. That's about it.
Right. A lot of people
Yep.
told me that recently I sound like Stryker from Hell of a Boss.
I mean,
I mean, if you put a
Like
little,
when I'll literally sound like.
I mean, if you put a little more like
What?
into it, you probably would.
Like, just give me a line, and I'll probably say it as best as I can.
Oh God, I would actually have to remember a line. I don't remember anything right now. I just remember I've got a game going on.
I
um,
understand. I just remember like the only line that's memorable for me that stands out is the one where he just says I failed to kill the target at the festival, but don't worry now, it won't happen again. And she just says, "It better not. It better not. Who you have to go through? I want this king prick dead, so make it happen." And he goes, "Understood. I'll get him next time."
Now, see, there you go.
what
Now you sounded like him.
Oh,
Like
wow.
Yeah.
and
He's
you,
like, "I'll get him next
come
time."
on, Blitz.
Come on,
It's
Blitz.
No, I don't want to send a code.
no, it's like
Made up. You'll be sorry if you mess with me.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Dominator. You do know he actually tried to convince Blitz to join.
Yeah, I
him,
know,
right?
right? Either his way or no way. That's
And
right, Victoria.
he also brought up a good point.
Yeah, like Blitz was basically tried to make himself into a somebody, and he did well for himself. And not only this, you and I both know the superior than most of us.
Just at
Stroked
one
some,
point.
stroked his ego enough
Mm-hmm.
to get him interested. The point dropped a good point about how the industry is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
About
And then when he
how
said,
his clients won't even
and when he
give
said,
it to
when you
him.
can kill the unkillable, starting with the one who treats you like a sex toy.
Basically, like a plaything.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's the same thing. Plaything. Either way.
Yeah.
toyed around with.
Yeah, exactly. He's still getting toyed around with, but the thing is, Stolas is different from Valentino. Is that his name, Valentino? The one who
Yeah.
uses angel dust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is
Valentino
way
will,
different.
because it's pretty evident that Stolas actually.
Yeah, he loves Blitz. He adores Blitz.
He wants
But, Blitz conflicted. I mean, like, he wants to be loved. He wants to have people who care about him and notice him. But, it's just like you said, he brought up a valid point when, the company's like stacked against him. Like clients are like literally, not even caring about him.
Yup.
He's lonely.
It's like how Palpatine was able to manipulate Anakin for a Star Wars example.
Yep.
He
Yup.
gave half truths to
And he told
basically
half
get Anakin.
lies. Yeah. So, anyways,
He
go ahead.
basically manipulated
Sorry.
Anakin with some aspect. In some cases, he manipulated Anakin with the truth.
Right.
He used the truth to manipulate him.
Right.
How the Jedi did not truly appreciate Anakin.
Sorry,
Or
Sorry, we're interrupting, Chris.
Oh no. This is okay. So you have to understand that a lot of the times when I do a stream that I actually have people in, this is the way it works. People just we talk about everything.
yeah.
I'm very cool about that. Yeah.
She encourages discussions.
Nice. So, the way I see it, it's just simply like those Anakin and Palpatine situations. He tried to pull a Palpatine, but it didn't work ultimately. But maybe sort of way it did, because you could see in Blitz's eyes that he actually was telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He may be a psychopath, but he was actually right about Blitz. He's lonely. and his clients don't care about him, and at some point they would even go on as far as saying they hate him.
True.
because
So go ahead.
because these people don't fully, mainly because it's kind of the client's fault too, because of the fact that he did make a valid point in the previous episode. If you do kill the person who wronged you, end up in hell, stuck with them
Yeah,
forever.
just forever, for all eternity. But in some way, it seemed to like turn around because the clients, in the end, again, apparently, like Abbott and Costello, but only they ended up in hell together.
Exactly.
True.
For what's worth, I actually I am eccentric, and therefore must do eccentric shit.
He over exaggerated.
Shut up, dear furry. This is the man I'm gonna need you to kill.
Oh, that's just so fabulous.
Katana,
Yeah.
you could have asked for the friend request first. I could have sent you a friend
Wait.
request if you asked.
Oh, that was not.
Yeah.
I didn't mean.
Go ahead.
Bruh, I'm sorry. I sent the wrong one.
Go ahead, Katana. Go ahead.
Katana is
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Katana is my squishy.
Yeah.
Yee.
So
Go ahead.
Bazooka left because she got scared, couldn't handle my glorious voice anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Gotcha.
I'm kind of like that in chats. Like when it's most of the time, I'm just like, yeah, just sitting there in silence, just like, yes, okay. Because I hate interrupting people. Like that's
I
just like
feel
I
you.
hate interrupting people myself too, man. Like no doubt about it. I was in an earlier call with somebody and I felt so bad that I interrupted like 3 or 4 times and I literally said I apologize. And thankfully it ended up being a good conversation. We're all good now, so hopefully everything is checked out.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
my
But
friends,
anywho,
like my friends, they'd be like they'd tell the story, and then I think they're done because like they do let that pause for a second. So I'm like, I try to put my sense in, and then they continue. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just stop.
yeah.
Shut up.
I
Now.
think the reason why I like Striker, bringing up Striker again, is because he's actually voiced from The Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
You guys didn't know that?
I actually
Yeah.
like. I
No.
actually like how he was presented in the episode.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like
I mean,
he is definitely going to be a recurring character.
Oh, of
They've
course,
made
no
it.
doubt about it.
They've made it blatantly evident that a recurring character, and honestly, I'm not gonna complain
I'm not complaining.
because
I,
it's like,
Go ahead.
oh, all right. I sorry about that. I just got distracted.
Alright.
I watched
But
your I basically watched your train of thought derail completely.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say it's nerve wracking being in the presence of a dragon goddess, so
Yeah.
you can blame
Yes,
yourself.
yes, it's all right.
no, it's not that.
Yeah,
It's
Matt.
something. It's had something to do with what's.
Yeah, Matt's used to me
Yeah,
by
it has
now.
that effect on people.
Matt's used to me by now. He's just like, oh, it's just her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, if you think about it, you can't really blame them because you're a dragon.
She's literally.
You have impression.
She's literally a diplomat in my server.
I think I'm pretty much that in everybody's server.
She is.
Yeah.
She is royalty. She is royalty.
Of course she.
And she has her own unique role as well.
Yeah.
Listen to Queen than Stella is. Let's put it that way.
I
oh,
ow.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn, we went there.
Listen to Queen than Stella is.
Yeah, but
literally just said that.
that's all right cuz you know what?
You're a
I don't
better
need
queen than her.
Oh, more
Queen.
I'm pretty sure, but why be a queen when you're a god?
It's anybody's
then
guess,
some people might pull.
really.
Oh, thank you.
What's a boy to a man? What's a man to a king? And then what's a king?
It's like,
Exactly.
and then we're gonna get another Team 4-star. We're gonna get a Team 4-star reference.
I was going to, but I was like, no, I don't want to do it.
I was gonna pull a Broly and say, hey, were you gonna do a Team 4-star reference, bro?
He's like, what is it called? To a non-believer. Do you believe now?
Just to say it right now, thank you, Mega Matt, for following for my Trovo stream. I will get that going somehow. I was actually trying to connect that. I was actually trying to connect that with my.
Trovo?
Yeah, I was trying to connect that tonight with this one, but for some reason it was having difficulties. So I guess I have to go through and try to figure out where it is messing up. It might be because I'm hosting a bridge right now. So, nah, it's not really that big of a deal.
Now, if they
I might
do
need to download Trovo though.
Oh, I see what I did.
season 2 of Hell of a Boss, if they do a season 2, like, after season, like, episode 6, what do you think will happen in season 2 if they did one?
I have no idea. It's anybody's guess, really.
It's anybody's guess. Yeah.
It pretty much is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's what happens in season 2. Whatever happens after season 1.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing more of like Stolas' character because I actually enjoy Stolas.
I do.
For what is a good father? He's a good father. He wants to do good media. I just think he's just trying his best to be a good man and a good father. And
Without
I
a
respect
doubt.
that about him. Yeah, and I respect that about him. If you want to stop me at any time, go.
Oh
ahead.
no, I'm
Welcome
listening.
for any input too.
Oh no, you're fine. Trust me,
Go
I
ahead,
I
I'm new
know
too.
I know how to get over everybody else's voice. I'm mean enough to do it.
I'm just a car. I have to put.
Oh man. Oh jeez. So, anyways, but yeah, I think that's what makes Stolas so complex. Is that at first, when we first see him, he's nothing more but a horny pervert.
Yep.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He's flirting, literally, openly flirting with Blitz, and then the next time we see him, he's literally singing a lullaby to his daughter, and I just thought that was the most sweet father could do for their child.
Yeah.
Like today was my
That's true.
nephew's 10th birthday.
Aw,
And
happy birthday to him.
reminded me
Happy
of the
birthday
time-
to him.
Happy
Thank you so
birthday.
much. Thank you so much. And it reminded me of the time when like the time when he was first born, I literally held him in my arms, and I felt like Stolas holding Octavia. I looked at him, and I literally hummed him up, and I was so emotional holding my nephew. I was the first person to hold him. And I looked at him, and he was so relaxed and snugged in my arms that I literally told him, I'm always going to protect you no matter what. My little warrior, my little Roman.
Aw.
Aw.
And they
No, that's
said,
the kind of father material.
yeah, and they literally said to me, like, Dom, you're going to be a great uncle, but I think you're going to be a great dad. And I'm like, ah. And I even said, like, nah, I don't know. They said, look how snug he is in your arms. And I'm like, yeah. Do you want to hold him now? And they said, yeah. So my brother, his father, and his wife looked at them, like looked down at him. They're just such proud parents that they literally cried.
We generally do tend to cry when we first hold our kids. I was like that with
Yeah.
my two, my son and my daughter. I was so proud.
I got emotional when I held my niece. Jeez.
I have my nephew.
I can
Even though-
I
it's
can
making me
honestly say
emotional right now.
I can honestly say that I did have tears when I held my granddaughter for the first time.
You have a granddaughter?
Ta-da!
Oh my
Yeah.
god! And you sound like you
Oh.
sound 25. How do you have a grand?
I add about 20
She actually
add 20 years to that.
Oh my gosh,
Dag.
you sound so young.
I do
She-
sound young. I look
Yo.
very young. I mean, in fact, my son, who's the firstborn,
I
actually
feel
looks
like you're
older
in
than
your
me.
20s.
I know, doesn't
my
it?
dad,
Right.
my dad is
Mhm.
actually looks younger than he is actually. My dad's
Um,
I
47.
got
yeah,
I-
my son looks like Jack Black and looks older than I do. And they always joke and tell him that
Jack
you're
Black.
seriously when my son was growing up, so he hit about 15 16, and in the face, if you remember what Jack Black used to look like young, my son looked a
Yeah.
lot like that. And he got his first job at this one restaurant, and all the guys in there were just like, dude, you look like Jack Black, did your mom sleep with him? And he come home one day and he's got a picture of Jack Black and he holds it up next to his face and he makes the same smile that Jack Black does and he goes, "Did you sleep with this man?" And I went, "You may never know." He's like, "That's a dick move, mom." So he actually has grown out. He's actually grown out his beard a little bit. It's not like as full as Jack Black's is now, but he's grown it out and he still does look like Jack Black, but he every time anybody sees us, they always assume I'm his little sister because he also is like he's also like 6 or 7 inches taller than I am and is bigger than me. So it's so funny because I'm 5 foot nothing and I look like a teenager if I pull my hair up in a bun or in a ponytail and run around in like baggy clothes. Yeah, I look like a punk kid.
That's crazy.
I still get carded.
That's
I think that's amazing. Card me. God damn. I hope I'm 80 and they're carding my ass. Cause please. That's a compliment.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Of course.
This is really crazy to tell. Speaking of celebrity stories, I actually have a crazy celebrity story to tell you.
Go for it.
Oh, please share.
Oh, absolutely. My mom literally went to Florida one time, and then she sent me a photo.
The sound cut out.
And you
It is
say,
all well.
"Is that your dad?"
That is such a flex.
Yeah, I was like, "No."
You telling me?
Yeah, and I literally said,
That
"No,
is nuts,
that's
man.
Pitbull."
She in fears.
Yeah, I literally said that's my mom with Pitbull, and they're saying the Pitbull, and I'm like, "Yeah." And I literally said like, wow, and I was just
Okay.
like,
That
yeah,
is such a flex.
Okay, I gotta say this. Okay, first the woman said about her child looking like Jack Black, and then the pitbull. Man,
Yeah.
that is nuts, man.
I know, right? And then, but that kid, I met Leslie Nielsen, the man, the myth, the legend.
You mean?
The-
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm jealous of my uncle.
Wait.
Actually.
Wait a minute, Leslie Nielsen. I remember that guy. Ain't he the one that did the movies like Taken?
Yeah.
Not Taken. I mean, Taken. I can't pronounce that word.
Yeah,
No,
Taken.
not Liam Neeson. I'm talking
Oh.
about Leslie.
Oh,
I'm talking about
the
Leslie
Oh,
Nielsen,
you mean?
the
Oh, you
Naked
mean?
Gun guy.
oh, the Naked Gun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The one that did the yeah the.
Yeah,
I do remember
Oh,
seeing
I
that.
remember
before.
that guy.
I met
That
him.
guy was funny. That guy was
Yeah,
funny.
and let me tell you something. I was like the biggest fan of this guy. He came to my grade school or middle school, and I literally asked him for an autograph. And you won't believe this. I literally asked him, "Hey, Mr. Nelson, could you sign this for me?" He goes,
What?
"Kid." I said, "But, sir, like, you said you would sign this." And he goes,
Dang.
I'll get you later, bro."
It'd be
And
like
I
that.
was so heartbroken. Yeah, I was so
That's-
heartbroken.
Sad, man. I feel bad for you.
I ain't gonna lie. I met some famous celebrities myself. The guy who voiced Squidward, the guy who did the voice of Salmon Turn, and
Oh, you talking about Phil Lamar?
yeah, I met the guy.
I
met the guy. he was
Switch.
pretty.
My uncle, the guy who played Luke.
Mark
Mark
Hamill,
Hamill.
like Mark
Ooh.
Hamill.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah,
Hamill.
but that's not all who I met. That's not all who I
Stephen
met.
Bloom.
I met the
I met the
actor
woman.
Darth
I met the
Maul
woman who did the
once.
voice of Naruto.
Stephen Bloom.
He,
I met him.
not,
Yeah. Stephen Bloom, Orochimaru. Met him right here.
yeah, but the
Orochimaru.
thing is, the woman that did the voice of Naruto was also the actor for the Lab Rats.
And she was the one in those Geico commercials too, right? Melanie Flanagan.
Yeah, that woman.
Really sweet woman. Nice
No.
lady.
Yeah,
No.
she was pretty nice. I mean, I even asked Phil Lamar the questions because someone mentioned about another Metal Gear game, and I knew the voice of this computer whiz guy.
Otacon?
No. Voiced by another guy. Phil Lamar did a voice for that guy from Vengeance.
Right. I
Mm.
got you.
Anyway, I asked him a question about about the Metal Gear. He hasn't been able to. No one Konami doesn't spill beans.
Yeah, and not only
Kona-
that, but actors.
Konami has a reputation with mistreating their game franchises.
And not to mention, I did remember.
Metal
Up.
Movie quotes with Pinky, the little mouse.
Oh, are you talking about Pinky and the Brain, Rob Paulson?
Yeah, Rob Paulson. He did.
What are we gonna do tomorrow night, Brain?
Right. What are we gonna do tonight?
The same thing we do every
Oh,
night.
every time.
Time to take over the world.
Anyway, he was. Those two were. I don't know if it was a good. I didn't know if it was the Goodfellas or the Casino
Right.
reference with Joe Penn's about.
Funny guy.
Yeah, that one.
Like, was it Samurai Jack who was voicing Joe Pesci?
Yeah.
It
The
was...
Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar did the voice for Joe Pesci, and
Right.
the other one, and Rob Pelosi did the guy who was saying, "You're a pistol, you're a funny guy," and
Yeah. Say, I'm funny. I'm here to impress you. Tell me what is so funny about me. Tell me right now. Tell me what is so funny.
I was
Like
like, oh my god, that is the best one out of all of it.
They
And
should
then I
really...
remember, and then I remember Rob Pelosi did a voice. David Solid Snake.
Right.
I was like, hot dog. Seeing Rob Pelosi did a voice. With, David Hayter. That would have been so That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're reading the
Oh,
line
and
with
there was
Metal
there was
Gear
one
Snake.
there was one more celebrity I did meet.
What's that?
Well, here's the thing. Before I tell you this, let's just say he wasn't a big fan of the convention at Fanaticon. He was he was a commentator for WWE, and that was JR.
Old
Jim
JR.
Jim Ross.
Yeah.
I met Jim Ross.
Yeah,
Really nice guy.
let's just say
Dedicated
when I
worker.
went to greet him and say hello to him and try to be nice to him, he wasn't kind of he wasn't kind of the
He was a
I
dick.
don't know how he just wasn't the kind of guy that didn't like this place.
Right.
Oof.
I tried reason with him. I tried everything, but to be honest, there was no luck.
Yeah, you can't reason with people if
It
they're
was in
already
Fanaticon
if they don't like something.
well, it was in well, it's in Fanatic. It was in Fanaticon in Dothan, Alabama, in the Dothan Civic Center. It was way back before I met Katana and the others.
Right. And
And
to be fair, if I ever was like, go ahead, Chris.
No,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say
Say.
anyway, you know, let me let you.
Go.
I'm gonna let you say your piece because I know you have something.
Ladies first.
I'm a guy.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Anywho,
Get that. I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
all right. So, anywho,
Um,
I was just gonna say that if I ever was in the business of movies and the business, let's just put it out there, because I strive to be an actor. I'm still trying to work on that. But if I ever got in the famous industry, please, if you see me, I welcome it. I will greet you. I will literally say it's nice to meet you. I will literally greet you with open arms if I have to, and say it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm so glad you watch my stuff and listen to my stuff. So have a moment with my fans. So
Hey,
just putting it out there.
at least you have common sense. But
Yeah.
well,
Jr. just didn't feel like he had common sense.
I guess it's a fine line of
What?
what would you
Sorry.
would consider famous versus like semi-famous versus
Well,
just
I
being well known. What would
mean,
you guys feel? What would you guys
to
feel is
be
the difference in
honest,
those?
I
I
honestly don't
honestly wouldn't
know.
wish
I
fame
would
upon
say, like,
anybody.
it's all about the approach. Like, if they look too tired or they just seemed like they were frustrated about something, like, if they had that approach about them, then I would leave them be. But if they were, like, really open with fans, yeah, I would go up to them and have conversations with them like they were just an average person. I'd say, hey, how you doing? And talk with them for a bit. And then I would leave them be, let them do their thing.
well,
Mm-hmm.
I did try to actions like what was it like being in the commentary of WWE and all that stuff, and it just
Right,
didn't give me. It just didn't give what I could ask. But
right.
I I find that I'm just gonna walk away, pretend this didn't happen.
So,
I mean,
Shadow, was he just like, come off as a bit jerkish or something?
in a way, pretty much. He just didn't seem happy, and he was trying to sell that good old JR sauce thing.
I got you.
So
Again,
basically, he just wasn't the kind of guy that felt like he was happy to see a fan that was happy to read him.
See him?
Well, he might have been having a
Pretty
bad
much.
day.
But on the
Yeah.
I mean it, but I didn't want to tempt any. I didn't want to cause his problem because security and everything, and I didn't want to cause a scene, so
Right.
I just walked away. Bright side
Right.
though, the one that did the voice of Naruto, the other one that did the voice of Samurai Jack. At least they got common sense and they were happy to see me.
And to be fair, I actually met a wrestler a long time ago by the name of Jamie, like super well known, but I met him in WWE, like, one time at some local Walmart. So he's a native boy. So I walked up to him. I literally asked him, like, you're Jamie Noble, and he's like, yeah, that's me, dude. And I'm like, so what made you leave the company? He's like, I never left. And I'm like, oh, I see. So I was just like, well, it was a pleasure to meet you, by the way. He's like, yeah, you too. And he just seemed like he was in a hurry. So he just had that approach of being a dick. So I just left him be. And I was just like,
Well,
Oh,
that's how people are these days because you can't blame them. I mean, when
right.
they gotta go. I mean, it's a long.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, they got long
I didn't blame him.
trips.
I didn't blame him. I mean, like, I can understand that being on the road 24/7 away from your family and you hardly get to see your kids. I get it. I get it.
I mean, that's like being sleep deprived, and I can tell how people being sleep deprived.
Yeah.
But
So, anywho, the next time I met back in my job, I work in a movie theater, and he brought his wife. He has a beautiful wife, by the way. And we went to go see a movie, and I literally, noticed him. I'm like, ticket for two, please. And he's like, it. And of course, I take his ticket. I actually joked with him, chuckle out of it. They thought it was funny, and I'm like, have a good day. Your seating is right down the hall there. And he goes, thank you so much. And I'm like, anytime. And he
well,
seemed like he was in a much better mood.
I well I besides being celebrities, I did meet people that just want to be Valentine from Cowboy Bebop, and
Good
oh
character.
Lord, yes, I am not. Beautiful is beautiful is wine. And that's not all. And that is not all. And that's not all. I met another woman who did a cosplay of Bowsette. No joke.
Wow.
Oh, double damn. I was like, holy crap. I was like, holy crap. This is a world.
Now,
And
get this.
in my defense, I
Right.
wanted to I wanted to be a gentleman because I had never met some people that done this before, and when seeing them doing that, it just blew my mind. You know
I
what?
want.
You know,
Badoop.
we're
We have another person.
I was gonna say, I was gonna
Hey, Sonic.
stupidity. I the one that did the Faye Valentine costume. I kissed her because let's face it, every woman deserves that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Not every
Some
woman.
Well,
some women do because look.
But you
But
said
some
all. You said
Yeah,
all.
nah.
I
So
know.
you a simp.
That's why we said not all.
let me change that
go ahead.
another way because let's face it,
Mm,
it's look. I'm a gentleman at heart. Okay, I ain't gonna
Same
lie.
here.
Okay,
Same here.
I can't help it. Women are beautiful. It's like seeing art, even anime characters, cartoon characters. On.
so you a simp.
you know,
No,
if we're
You a
bringing up the
simp.
topic, if we're bringing up
Okay.
the
You're gonna
topic,
Nah,
I've
you
say
gotta
only
call
all,
him
met
you
out.
one
gotta do it
celebrity.
you gotta do it like Patrick Warburton. You gotta go. So, you're a Sith.
Yeah,
no,
true.
Like, I don't know how to
I'm
say it,
not what
but
you call a simp.
Go.
I'm just a guy who appreciates cosplay and
I I got.
it's like art. Okay,
Yes,
once you
it
see
is.
a beautiful once you see a beautiful art,
You
it
can't
feels
get.
like it's so real. It's like you just want to take care of it like it was your own project.
Yeah.
I appreciate ours
I,
much than the next guy, but I want to treat you like a baby.
you know,
Yeah.
if we're on like the topic of celebrities, I can name one time I met my first celebrity.
Go ahead, Don.
Who would that be?
So, do you know someone named Tuffy?
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
he was. You don't know Tuffy?
No, I
Go.
don't.
Well,
Go.
I believe he's like a rapper. I met him like a few years ago at 2015 when I was in middle school. He appeared at my birthday and somehow like when we were in the gym, 100 people in that school. He immediately that day on my birthday and called me out and literally said happy birthday to the one and only Katana Moore. My heart dropped when he called my name
Aw.
and he took a
Mm.
selfie with me and he even gave me an autograph.
Do you
Like
still
that was
have
the
that
first.
selfie?
Let's see. What
My
do
mom does.
let me see what I've got.
Wait,
If it
That was literally
okay, if
yeah.
you guys look in pics, vids, and links, you will see myself and the Johnny Depp in Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I remember that photo.
Oh, cool.
God
I
Yeah,
damn.
I'm
found
looking right at it.
Yep.
But this
John,
happened. Yeah.
I did found this guy Tuffy, the rapper you mentioned. Wasn't his
Yes.
birthday? Wasn't his birthday May 17th, 1997? Birthplace Washington D.C. Free
Yeah, I
birth
believe
sign
so.
Forest.
Oh.
And
If you want to see
think
how
that
he is yourself, YouTube, that's what I'm looking at right now because it
That is
happened
really
at birthday.
I'm looking.
It's
that's
like
really
I was
something. How
looking
you,
at through
knew.
TC
Like,
Live. Hashtag
That is,
Benjamin Tasker.
and
well,
how he
I
knew all
found
of
I
that.
found him on the famous birthday website, the one that shows his information and everything. You know, the reason why he's named Tuffy.
Yeah, I was about to say that's really
Mm.
something how you knew everything about this guy.
Well,
Oh,
it's the way
I didn't know all that. It just occurred in my head for some reason
Oh
because he
no,
was like my first celebrity.
I was talking
I
about
just
Shadow,
I
but
just
yeah,
I
that
just
is
typed
cool.
his name and looked it up, and then the website just shows his famous birthday and tells about how he became this you know
Yeah, story of his life.
yeah
And now
uh,
my cosplay story is pretty interesting because believe it or not, I went to a cosplay convention a long time ago, and this was before I even knew that there was a show of this, and this was even before I even got Netflix. So I went to a cosplay convention. I'm looking around. I'm seeing people dressed like Steven Universe,
Oh.
Naruto,
Oh
What?
goodness.
all
Oh
Hold on.
no,
yeah.
Hold on.
that's
Hold
never
on.
a good sign.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Have you
like,
not
seen people do
seen
that
the anime?
too. I've seen people do that
what?
too.
What? I mean, it's a good show. Don't get me wrong,
No.
it's a good show. And
It
I've
means
seen,
it was good to a point.
I mean,
Not to mention, I seen people dressed up as a female Wendigo.
like,
The crazy pets.
That's the
yeah,
anime you're talking
cannibalistic
about.
evil
Continue.
spirit.
Yeah, that
Um,
one.
so
Yep.
get this. I seen people dress up like Has Been Hotel. I saw Charlie. I saw Vaggie. I saw Alistair. And, I got a picture with Alistair. And then I happened to see this. And like I mentioned, Netflix, before I even got it, and their show, I saw somebody dressed She-Ra.
You mean Mortal
Oh.
Kombat Sheila?
And I kid
No,
you
no,
not.
No,
no.
Shira from
He-Man. Thank you.
He-Man. Yeah.
He-Man.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I got it.
What?
I thought you meant the other one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait,
yeah,
hold
I'm
on.
talking about like
Oh,
She-Ra,
no.
like the new She-Ra. So I
Yeah.
I
saw
know what you're
that.
talking about. I know what
Oh
you're talking about.
yeah.
I thought you meant the. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
That's
no.
It
okay.
both rhymes.
But anywho, so of course I see this person, and I'm just like, "God, that is such a cool looking costume." So, like, not that I wanted to wear it because obviously I'm not gonna wear a war.
That
I've
would be
never seen.
embarrassing.
Guys. No,
Yeah,
you.
yeah, but put
I
it
know,
this way.
I know of some guys who do it and don't give a fuck. So
Yup.
So, anyways, I
Yep.
see this costume. I see this costume. She literally looked like the role. She was tall. She was pretty built, and she had like the sword. It wasn't the real sword, but it was a nice sword.
A
She had the
replica,
costume.
if
She
you
had
will.
yeah, a realistic replica, but it wasn't like a real sword.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But in other words, she looked the part. And what's even more cooler is the fact that she actually legit looked like an actual She-Ra. And
Nice.
I was just like, "Oh my god, what's the name? What is the name of that show?" What, She-Ra? And I'm like, "She-Ra, that's it. I mean, is that the one from the old show?" And they say, "No, Netflix." I'm like,
Oh.
"Netflix?" So then they say, like, "Just check it out." So I'm like, "Okay." So I checked out an episode of She-Ra, and I was actually kind of impressed. The animation was great. The characters were pretty, and I was actually impressed. I mean, Has Been Hotel's got animation, and this actually
I'm
came
surprised no
close.
one's dressed up the same.
I
That
think
must
Oh,
be a
trust
nightmare.
me,
people
I
have.
saw somebody dressed up as Angel Dust, and it was a girl, obviously.
Oh,
She
thank
dressed up
goodness.
as
I
Angel
thought it'd
Dust.
be a guy because I seen how
Not
people
dude.
would dress up, but
Is a dude.
Yeah,
I'd do
but
it, but
look
I'm
at
not
this
built
way.
for that.
But listen, I kid you not. She literally was acting the role of Angel Dust to a T. She was just going around just saying like, "How you doing, boys? How you doing?" Just
oh,
walking around,
good grief.
strutting, just saying like, "Hey, how you doing? So nice to meet you.
I would.
Lovely people here."
I
And
wouldn't
she
surprise
noticed.
if they got that personality from Enzo Amore.
She happened to notice, and she noticed me, and she went, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, oh boy." And And I just got out of a relationship at the time, so I was just like, I'm fine, thank you. I
My
was not
face would
ready
have
for
been
a
red if she
relationship
did
yet.
that. Oh.
Now,
But then
see,
I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna, joke around a bit. And so, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
I'm sorry, it was a
I
story.
met one of my favorite celebrities, and it's probably somebody most of you will not know who it is, because he's very
You'd be surprised.
Henry Rollins.
Yep. No.
Okay.
Nah,
All
don't
right.
ring a bell.
So Henry Rollins
Yeah, I know Henry.
was the front man
Oh.
of Black Flag, and he does a thing called spoken word,
Mhm.
which is one of the events that I got to go to actually see for my first time, was down in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And this is like November, and it's cold out. There's some snow on the ground. I'm wearing a skirt,
Right.
and he actually brought that up about in like one of the first things was like, you Michiganders, I swear to God, you women are running around in skirts, you men are still out golfing. He goes, I can't find a golf ball in the snow to save my life, and you guys are out there shooting 18 holes. And so after the show, my buddy who had actually taken me down there was like, okay, we're gonna go back, and we're gonna meet him backstage, blah blah blah. And we get back there, so we're waiting, and Henry comes out. Now Henry he seems like he's bigger than life, which is he seems like that, but he's like really super cool, and he's only 4 inches taller than me, which is hilarious because my buddy next to me is taller. Because my buddy next to me is taller than him.
Comedian?
What's that?
Is he
So
part-
he's not exactly a giant dude.
He's not a.
Is he?
I still didn't understand what you said, Shadow.
I was saying, is he a part-time? He said about the skirt and everything. I thought.
Oh, it was
I mean, you
it was great.
fun, so.
But anyway, so
I mean,
my buddy,
he should be a comedian.
he's hilarious. He really is. His spoken word tour is just, it's very insightful. It's filled with humor. One of these days I'll start sharing some clips of it, because he is very spot on about things he talks about, and there's a lot of hilarity. But so he comes back and he gets to us. Now, I like Henry Rollins. I love his stuff, especially going through, like, during that time I was going through like a really bad stage with my blood disease. And so I listened to a lot of his stuff to like help get me through it. My buddy, on the other hand, is fangirling all over the place. You could follow the drool to find where this guy was. And he's like, "Oh my God, Henry Rollins, blah 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 blah. It's so great to meet you," and blah blah blah. And Henry's like, "Oh hey man, it's good." He's yeah, I have the shirt that actually has the Seek and Destroy tattoo. But so my buddy's just like, "Oh my God, I had to bring her down. She had to come meet you." And I'm just standing there, and I'm all chill and everything. And Henry looks at me and gives me a little smile, and then looks at my buddy and goes, "I don't think you had to drag her." And I went, "No, he didn't." And my buddy, by the time we're all done talking, because Henry ended up focusing on me, and we're sitting there chatting back and forth, I not only got him to sign my DVD, which if he was going to, that was super cool, and if he didn't, that was okay, I understood. But he not only did that, but he also hugged me, like more than 3 seconds hug, and commented on the miniskirt. And my buddy was just like flaming mad after. He wouldn't talk to me the whole way home. He was so mad and everything. It was like, I can't help but pick on people when they get into that stage, because it was like, "Aw, was you jealous he didn't give you the hugs too? You're a poor baby." And my buddy's just losing it.
I feel bad for your friend. I feel bad for your friend.
I
feel bad for your friend there.
I don't feel bad for him, because the level of fangirling he was doing was right up par on simp mode. It was like full on, unabashed, just if he could have gotten away with it, he would have dropped to his knees and unzipped Henry's pants. Okay? That's the level of fangirling we're talking here.
I'm gonna retract my statement.
Wow.
Yeah. So I could not help but beg my friend all the way home. And that's a dude, and he's not gay. I know he's not gay. And he would have been that level of gay just for Henry. It was like, dude, you just gotta get over this, man. After like a couple of months after me begging him as hard as I
There's nothing wrong
was.
with a man like another man.
Now you know what? Henry's a good looking dude. If you're into heavier, muscular guys who sport a lot of tattoos, big burly neck, and look like they could beat the crap out of everybody, you know, he is a good looking man. Not that I would ever cheat on my better half, but yeah, that man. So that's
Hey,
that's my happy story about meeting a celebrity.
Hey, everybody their own thing. If they like a celebrity, it's a thing. But if they don't, they just like them as a fan. Again, that's a thing.
Now, see, you have to understand how
Between
I approach people, and this is the same way I approach.
well, that's
I approach, and this is how I approach a bridge too. I treat at the end of the day, no matter how famous they are, they're still a human being, and I'm gonna treat them like that.
Exactly. I mean,
And that's why.
well, that's
Same
no
here.
that's no brainer. That's no brainer.
One of my best friends is a professional wrestler. Like years ago, there was actually a wrestling event. One of my best friends, Joey Nelson, is a professional wrestler. Goes by the name of Chance Prophet. And that story you told of Henry Rollins reminds me of the time when he invited me and a couple of friends down for a party. I
Mm-hmm.
was 20 at the time, and he said, "Hey, Dom, you want a party?" And I looked behind me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not talking to. I don't see anybody else named Dom." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, sure." And he's like, "You're welcome to bring two friends." I'm like, "Two friends?" And he's like, "I'm like, okay." So I bring two of my buddies down, and I kid you not, I literally bring two of my friends who are named anonymous. I mean, like that part I'm going to keep anonymous because they're still angry with me to this day about this story. So,
Oh.
you know, I
That's
bring them
fine.
down.
Just continue.
Absolutely. So I bring them to this, place. I kid you not. This place was literally people, non-famous.
It was
So,
lit, wasn't it?
exactly, it was lit, and everybody was partying, and my friends had like a few women with them, and for some reason, I
Ew.
happened, and I kid you not, I happened to like, bring up a funny story or two, and these women that were with my friends happened to leave my friends hanging, and they came over to my table, and I'm telling all these stories, and these women, famous and non-famous, were literally enjoying the way I was telling these stories. I don't know if it had something to do with my voice or whatever, but I seem to have like, had a charm put onto me. So I don't know. They were like, just standing in place and just listening to my stories. And then at the end of the night, I say like, "Hey, thanks for inviting us." And Joey was just like, saying to the other guys, like, "Take it easy." But then he says to me, he's like, "But hey, you." And of course, on the way home, I'm like, "Wow, that was some night, right, guys?" And they were so silent that they literally were just like driving in silence. And I was like, why are you guys quiet? And then when we got in
Hey,
my house,
and someone
when we
tell
got in
me
my
they
house,
were just. I bet someone told
they
me they were pretty jealous.
they pulled up to my house. They looked at me and they nodded and they just simply say, "I hope you're fucking happy." Yeah. And this is what I literally said. I was just like, "What? What did I do?" And they just said, "Just get out of my car. Get out of my car."
Jeez, that's messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know, right?
look. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been a low blow. And I know it's speak out of stupidity, but that was a low blow for them to say that. But I gotta admit that was
Ma-
funny when they said that, but it's a low blow
Sucks
still.
for
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I didn't mind it. Like at the same time, like they had every right to be upset. So I was just like, okay, I guess I deserve that. I'll get out. And they just simply say, "We'll call you when we feel like it."
Jeez.
And they leave.
Dang.
Yeah, and
I,
I just sat there and I just was like, "Okay." And then they call me the next day and they just say, "Really?" And I'm like, "Dude,
Like
are
the
you gonna be
Miz,
upset with me for
really?
a long time?" Yeah.
Terrible.
And then I just said, "There's more fish in the sea," and they just simply say, like, "Yeah, I guess."
In defense, if
Yeah.
I was in the same boat as you are, if I was in the same boat, okay, and
What's up?
let me put it this way: if I was in the same boat as you are, and
Hmm.
I invited you along and everything else, I know 50-50 you and I would have a hell of a ball and had a good time and
Hey, hey,
not even get angry.
just let me know when the next party's coming, and I'm gonna definitely be down there, Shadow.
I'll let you know that. I'll guarantee that because I can guarantee you at least I have common sense to know if any celebrities that we hang out with we can at least have fun better than the other people.
Absolutely.
No
No offense
offense
to
to
anybody.
anybody else.
Absolutely. Now,
Oh,
Besides,
don't think about that. So,
that's the best thing about meeting celebrities. I mean, you get something. You don't get something out of it just to hang with them. You get something just to be with them and make memories out of it.
It
absolutely. And get this, I met the Impractical Jokers, and that was one hell of a memory for me. Great memory. I saw them live, and I had never laughed so hard in my entire life than seeing Impractical Jokers up on stage.
Well,
I
then,
love
well,
those guys.
the funny thing though is I did forgot to speaking of wrestling, and I know I forgot to mention this, but the first time I went to Fanaticon, and I forgot to mention this the first time I went there, they was people was those people and some wrestlers. I didn't know them personally, and this was a different wrestler. It wasn't WWE, it wasn't WCW, it wasn't any of those wrestling in particular. It was some wrestling place I don't remember, but it was there out there in the thing. But anyway, I ran into a wrestler. Okay, he imitate the Undertaker's getting up. Like where he if he's on the ground, his
The
torso.
sit up.
Yeah, and he didn't have to use his arms or hands. He
Oh
just
yeah,
did it,
that's
and
the
I was.
whole
hey,
trick. You just gotta sit up without using any of those things.
yeah,
I even
that's core
I
strength.
even told I even told that I know I even told that guy and he gave me a handshake just saying thanks. I like that compliment. I'm like, well, damn, first time a wrestler likes my compliment. I am so damn grateful.
I actually met the Undertaker.
In my mind I was saying that because I didn't want him to think I was being rude about it because
Right.
first time a wrestler ever likes my compliment.
I actually met the Undertaker, and he was a really, really chill dude. Really
Okay,
nice
I'm
guy.
gonna say this right
It
now.
might not,
I'm gonna say this right now.
Go ahead.
I am insanely jealous of you right now. Undertaker for life, dude. So I'm so jealous of you right now. Okay,
Hey.
I
Hey.
would have loved to have met Mark at any point of his career, even when he was like back WCW. He has always been a phenomenal wrestler, incredible strength, great persona, just everything well rounded about the guy. I would have loved to have met this man.
Now, if
So
I
I
meet
am
him
very
Person in real
jealous.
life too.
next time I meet him,
He's a
I will
great person
literally
in real life too, from what I've heard.
absolutely.
So
Next time I meet
He's
him,
living the good life, I can tell you that.
exactly. Now, next time I meet him, Chris, I'll literally have him do a message for you. I'll literally have him say, "Dragon Goddess,
I swear to God.
Undertaker."
I swear to God.
Hey.
I swear to me, man. I swear to Goddess, right here. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
do that, I will
He'd be
literally,
doing you a big
I
favor.
will literally get on stream and go into heart attack mode.
About Undertaker's backstory.
I'm sorry.
I
What were
did-
you gonna say, Dragon?
I
Chris? What were
you
gonna say?
you do that, I swear to God, I will go on to stream and literally just have a massive heart attack right there in front of everybody. Just to, right there.
And he would just simply say,
Oh.
and he would say, "And to all those in the Muffin Kingdom."
The only thing you could do one step better than that is like yell at me on Discord and be like, "Hey, check this out," and go live. That's the only.
Yeah.
Because if you did that and you actually showed his face, I swear to God, I would lose my collective shit. Just completely, just.
I could imagine the fluster coming out of that one.
Like he
Okay.
just look at you and just say, "Dragon Goddess, the Undertaker."
Oh, I
Say
can
that
imagine
if
the bluster
anyone,
on a Dragon Goddess. I can imagine it right now. It's so gonna be hilarious.
that if anyone questions your power of authority, they will
Oh
all
my
rest
god, man, that's
in
hilarious.
peace.
Like I said, lose my collective shit.
WWE.
Okay,
Why?
so here's an
Just
interesting
why?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
here's an interesting thing about me. I never lose my collective shit over anything. You do that,
Okay.
you guys will. I will go
Right.
on stream with my face. I will literally go right live with my face and show you guys me losing my shit uncollectively right there. Serious, honest to God, I will go live. Like this is live now, but like I will actually show my
That'll be your
face.
way of proving it.
I will like, oh my god, I don't even think I could
Oh,
actually.
absolutely.
I really don't even know how I could even like
Oh
put that into
man.
words. I think I would actually be speechless for once, and that's hard for me because I usually have got stuff to
But
say.
you know what was really cool? What was really
Yeah, 'cause that's saying a lot.
what was really cool about Simpson was not only did I meet the person behind the scene, I saw his entrance in 2004 or 5, and let me tell you, there was no better experience than hearing the gong, seeing the lights go out,
Ugh.
and then seeing the blue or purple lightning, and seeing him walk down with the hat, seeing him walk down, and even doing the eye roll right in front of you, that was legend itself.
Funny thing
And
though
hearing,
is he.
yeah,
Funny thing though is do you know Paul Bear was a mortician?
Yeah,
yeah, he was a
He
real
was a
life
what?
mortician.
yeah, he was a real
He was a real
mortician.
life mortician, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
was a
found
real
that
life
out
Unbelievable.
when
On a
mortician.
morgue.
I found that out when he was talking with Snoop Dogg,
Mm-hmm. And
aka
not only
Lion.
that, like not only did they have like real life, they worked so well off of each other. Funny story about the Undertaker and Paul Bear. There was actually a time when they got lost in the middle of some kind of town. I don't know. It was like Wisconsin, probably. So they're like getting some gas, and I think it was him and Paul Bear or Brother Love. I don't remember, but at the same time, there was somebody who was like about to rob them, and then Undertaker literally sits up, does that famous sit up, looks over at the guy, his eyes rolled white, and the guy literally goes like, "Oh hell no!" and he runs right out of there. Like
Oh
he's like,
man,
he
it,
basically says like, yeah, here, and then
it,
just continue your way. I'm getting the fuck out of here. He runs
oh
right
man,
away
if I
for
could
the
have seen a
Undertaker.
video of that, I would have been laughing my tail off.
Unfortunately, there's
I
no
believe
video.
you would too.
Unfortunately, there's no video. It is an animation
Also,
story. There,
also,
go ahead.
another wrestler, a lot of when Undertaker acted as like the leader of the locker room.
What?
Oh,
And
Yeah,
he did
eh,
that
that's what.
magnificently.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he earned that reputation because
He
the way he
respected the
handled it.
business. He
Yeah,
respected the business.
yeah.
And
They
when you
know.
respect the business, that's saying a lot about your character and as a person. Because the Undertaker,
Just like every other wrestler I know that defines respect, like the Stone Cold Steve Austin does that, Goldberg. I can name a list of people that does that, but the only one that doesn't is Brock Lesnar.
I tell you
I
one
mean
person
back,
who,
I mean back then Brock Lesnar was a good guy because he seen Rey
uh,
Mysterio as a friend, but now after
yeah,
all
but
that,
Brock's
and that,
not a people person.
yeah, well he was back then, but after all the
No,
hell he's been put up with, no.
he's
Mm-mm.
he's
Well,
never been a people person.
he was with Rey Mysterio on that one in particular.
I think that was just a story because, like, be honest, when you meet Brock Lesnar out of character, he really isn't much of a people person. Like, true, like he'll talk with you for a bit, but he really isn't much of a people person at all.
I did feel bad
He
that
likes his
time.
privacy.
I did feel bad the time the guy who had a prosthetic leg got beaten up
Oh,
pretty
you
badly.
talking about Zach Gowen?
I feel bad for that guy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you see how much he tried to beat on trying to hit him? Guy's like, built like an iron tank. Uh, not
Yeah.
that's that, but Brock Lesnar.
Now, I tell you one guy who literally also defines respect in professional wrestling. Two names come to mind. Two other names: Kane and
Mhm.
Sting. Kane and Sting.
Funny you mentioned about Kane. He did mention in a somewhere in YouTube, and I seen this on YouTube, and I probably don't know if this is
Hmm.
the fact or the fiction or not, but it did mention in a story where it made him cry because he said he had a picture, or some
Of a
woman had a
boy.
picture.
Yeah, of a boy.
I never in my life seen the Big Red Monster, aka Kane himself, the director of operations, any of that.
We don't call him director of operations because Corporate
Well,
Kane wasn't really Kane.
former or whatever, but I never seen him cry like that. But I guess
It's emotional.
some monsters do have feelings. To be honest,
Yeah.
not that I'm insulting them or anything, but I just never see a big red monster cry
Well,
like
you
that.
gotta think at the end of the day, just like how Chris put it, like how big of a celebrity you are, YouTuber, wrestler, actor, you're still a human being at the end of the day. And
I did
Kane is that.
That's true.
He's a human being. Yeah, he is a
I
human
did
being.
feel bad because I missed his old mask because that mask is timeless classic, and I love that mask.
I mean, it's a good mask, but he changed it up because he was having difficulty breathing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, he did.
No,
Didn't the mouthpiece didn't you know?
No, it was the nose. Like, it was more so like, breathing out through the mouth is why he had trouble breathing.
Oh, that would explain that welding mask he had on the previous times.
Yeah, that's just for entrance purposes, the welding mask. Because, when he had that, it was just like for entrance purposes. But then
It kind of reminds me of that guy from the Ninja Turtles.
the shredder.
Yeah, Shredder.
A guy with the hockey.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Casey
what I was thinking.
Jones. Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Casey's
guy.
a fucking
Now I
badass,
remember.
dude. Casey's a fucking badass. Fight me.
Now,
I mean, have you ever compared that mask to both Shredder and Casey Jones? It looks like similar.
Can't say I
now,
have.
I tell you, another badass in wrestling.
Casey's been a badass since the '90s, dude.
Look at it this way. You can agree or disagree with this, but the current badass in wrestling right now has got to be the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Now, see,
Um,
now you have to
I
understand.
would say 50.
You have to understand. After like a certain number of years, I kind of got away from it. I'm not very familiar anymore with a lot of these newer wrestlers. Now, 80s wrestlers, 90s wrestlers, I can talk all day, just like a bridge. Like if a bridge and I get, like if we're sitting in BC, we can talk about all these great matches from the 80s, the 90s, some from the 70s. You know,
Oh
we're
yeah, same
we are
here.
we are just like so big on those old matches. When this stuff now, it's like it's you lose interest with a lot of it. There's nothing really
Now,
going
There's
for them.
no real storyline.
if you,
No
if you
real
don't mind,
Actually, the one wrestler I consider was a badass, and there's two of them because let's face it.
thing for me.
Actually, because for me it was Eddie Guerrero, and
yeah,
'cause
Eddie was
I
great.
like his old catchphrase "Viva la raza."
Viva la
Oh yeah.
raza!
Hmm.
I know what that means because I checked out the translation. It's like something about long live people and race and
Yeah.
everything, but I can't remember what that mean in it. But anyway, after that one, the one I liked the other was Ric Flair because guy.
Woo!
And you
Oh
know what?
man.
I'm gonna have one more Booker T. Hands
You know
down,
what?
He was
Booker
great.
T and Goldust because they were funny.
I'm gonna tell you right
Now,
now. I'm
On
gonna
the
tell you
Booker
right
T.
now.
I don't remember Goldberg being funny. I think you're thinking Goldust.
I'm
I
gonna
said Goldust. I
yeah.
said Booker T and
It
Goldust.
sounded like Goldberg. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's
Mine
all right. I guess I
mine
can say
right
that.
now, straight out on the table. Roddy Piper. There's nobody better than the Hot Rod.
Oh, I love Roddy
The
Piper.
Hot Rod was
Oh,
Rowdy.
that
Oh
was it.
man.
I was
Him.
rowdy before rowdy was cool.
Yep.
I remember him. I remember he did a cameo in Saints Row 4. he appeared in that game. Roddy
Hmm.
Roddy Piper himself. He
And of course,
cameo.
who can ever forget this man?
He was going up against Keith David, the
Who can
Keith David who did the
Oh.
voice of Spawn.
who can never forget Macho Man Randy Savage?
Oh
Never.
yeah,
Oh, don't you
brother.
get me started.
Oh, my.
That guy
Oh
was
Are you
yeah,
talking about
ridiculous.
Macho
that
Man in the
him?
place.
That dude is wild. I'm not even gonna front. He is wild
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah, Macho
Because
Man is coming at you.
like True Serum, I wouldn't think that he would actually go out just like that. Like just like amongst everybody else who we knew. I didn't know he would go out like that.
Hey,
Funny
speaking of
thing though
yeah,
is he did one last interview talking about WWE All Stars video game
hmm
before he passed on, and I saw
so
him the one last time
right now,
in the
speaking of
YouTube video, of course.
speaking speaking of seeing people for the last time, how about that eerie speech of the Ultimate Warrior
Okay,
after the Hall of Fame when he,
that was wild.
yeah, when he said
I was
every
sad.
man's,
I felt bad. I felt bad. I mean,
but listen to the words.
it's the wife.
He says something like every man's heart one day beats its final beat, his lungs breathe their final breath, and then the next day, what happens after that? He dies. It's like he knew he was gonna die.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's kind of like a movie quote from
Not
Braveheart.
it's not just the fact that he knew he was gonna die. He was accepting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, if you don't mind me asking, would it be okay if I send a picture of what the fiend looks like to you guys in pics and stuff?
Yeah, that's fine.
Would it be okay if I send a picture?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got no
So I'll
problem
show
with it.
people what I'm talking about.
Nice.
All right. Awesome. Just thought
Yeah.
I'd ask.
Yeah, pics and links. I got no problem with that.
All right. So you definitely got to check this out. This guy's, this guy's pretty cool. The look of the character and the presentation is unlike any other. It's awesome.
I mean, I've seen what the fiend looks like, but I mean, to be quite frank, his character where he's like 1 minute a nice guy, and then turns into a monster the next, kind of confusing.
Well, that's the thing. I think the reason why he's doing something like that is because it's heavily influenced by
Driving out of the garage in a game that doesn't
1966
limit
story Dr.
customizations.
Jekyll and Mr.
Woo!
Hyde, because the old saying, everybody has a dark side,
Yeah,
and I
but the
think
funny
Bray.
thing though is he could have done it. He could have done it the Jekyll and Hyde way, not the old puppets and.
Yeah, but
It's,
I think that's why they wanted to do it. They wanted to have the approach that Bray has changed his ways, but we all know that's not going to happen because Bray is always going to be this sick, twisted, demented person. Well, the character is, but then when you see him get into that darkness inside of him, it's like now it's like his darkness is fully unleashed, and he's unleashed the man in the woods, because you remember the story of the man in the woods years ago that Bray told episode. He
mm-hmm.
talked about how there was like this creature who he thought was a bear, but it turned out to be some kind of creature with no pigment in its skin. It was as pale as a pearl, then hairs, and its eyes were as yellow as a cat. Now, if you look at the fiend, he has a pale white face, he has yellow hair, and he has yellow eyes. He literally was like, and not only that, at the end of the story, Sister Abigail tells him he is the man in the woods, meaning he is the creature that he fears most. So, in a way, this creature was something he feared, but it was deep down inside of him that he unlocked the true darkness inside of him.
Why do
So,
I get
that's
the
what the fiend represents.
Why do I get the feeling this is like the one from Crypt TV's The Look See and the other one that looks like Slenderman and a bunch of other monsters I can compare?
Oh, well, Slender Man just doesn't have a face. The
I
fiend.
know, but the way he scares people, it's kind of
Oh,
like
I
he has
know.
a face.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, like, that's what makes him so mysterious. He has no face, but at the same time, that's what makes him so frightening. You don't know what he looks like face wise, but you do recognize him. He wears a suit and face.
And not to mention he has tentacles on his back.
Yeah.
Oh boy, don't mention about the
Not to
tentacles.
mention, people
Jesus.
like to
I've
mention.
Tentacles.
Sorry.
seen too
Just
many tentacles to know where that goes.
I had to
Jesus.
mention. I had to mention one point because I
It's
mean,
all right.
what's a good creepy pasta without the besides the whole do not look or whatever thing?
Right.
Because
Gotcha.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a creepy pasta because if you're making about a slender man who attacks children, you gotta have something to it. So,
You said
also,
saying.
But you know,
Can
that's the
I?
thing.
Can I?
Sometimes when you got a good character going, you got to keep it like fresh. And
You
not
said.
only that, you got to evolve it. Like that's the thing. That's what made the Undertaker so legendary because he did the same thing like Hulk Hogan did. And no disrespect to Hulk Hogan, but the Undertaker was so great because he evolved his character over the years. That's what made him so legendary. He evolved. He showed respect. He literally was the business itself. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, that makes sense if you think about it. But there is one thing you did mention about the Ultimate Warrior's heart, and I'm sorry if anybody that I get interrupt. That in my defense, I'm sorry. And say when you mentioned that quote you just said, kind of
Hmm.
reminds me of the movie. It kind of reminds me of a movie, the part where one guy says, "Every man dies, but not every man really lives," kind of thing.
Right.
It's like if the ultimate same thing. It's like that scenario.
I understand, but at the same time, that's what made him that's what made it so eerie. It's like he knew it was coming. He accepted what was going to happen. It was so heartbreaking hearing
Well, it
about his
does make
death.
him feel like he was saying something from Braveheart, to be honest. But it's still a good quote, by the way.
You said a saying. I got a saying. I'll get to dinner as soon as I get my Johnson out this heifer.
Hey, what's up, Vegeta Black?
Alright.
I had to say something.
Welcome aboard.
Alright.
Speaking of Vegeta,
Welcome to the live stream.
go ahead.
Yeah, welcome to the live stream, dude.
Because I've been trying to mention because you guys were talking about the whole people becoming villains, and I'm trying to explain it. It's like there's a saying: you either die a hero or you live long enough
to see
to see
yourself
yourself become the villain. We actually see this in entertainment a lot. Gabriel Belmont from the Lords of Shadow series, everything he went through caused him to become Dracula in that universe. Anakin Skywalker, he became Darth Vader. He was a good man. He became Darth Vader. Vader.
And in some cases, look at Batman. In some cases, in some stories, like Batman literally dedicates his life to fighting against evildoers, and then in some cases, Joker finally got to him, and he kills Joker.
And in the most popular thing, he became the Batman who that version of Batman became the Batman who left.
I forgot to mention that part because he did had a Joker toxin that would affect his mind, gathering all thoughts of being the Joker, and also getting the other Batmans from different other planets.
And let me also give you other examples. Like you see various people who don't start off as bad people, but circumstances happen that cause them to go down a dark path.
Like look at the Joker from the 2019 movie Joker. We don't know if he was like born
or
bad,
Joker
but
or Joker from the comic books.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like Joker,
I remember that.
And
yeah,
not to mention
Mr. Freeze.
I liked Mr. Freeze.
Because and Bruce Wayne, he wanted to be better than because
he wanted to fucking destroy Bruce Wayne because his Thomas Wayne exposed his family.
Two-Face.
Yep, Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
Harvey Dent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know the villain's backstory. Okay, if I remember this carefully, Joker had three multiple choice stories. Like one, he got his girlfriend killed
He had a
by
variety of
oh,
multiple choice stories.
they
But
only
go ahead.
in the comics he said they only had three because he preferred multiple choices. And I remember in the Killing Joke,
He said,
some
sometimes I remember it one way,
Well,
sometimes
pick me.
another.
yeah,
Other,
If
if
I'm
I'm
going to
going
have
to
a
have a
pass, I
past,
prefer
I
it to be
prefer it to be
multiple
in
choice.
multiple choice. He mentioned that he went crazy.
well that's because
Therefore, therefore, he doesn't even remember
Or he
well
who
chooses
he
not to
is.
remember. He
well
chooses
see
not to remember.
book, he was either a person who got his girlfriend killed by a mafia group or some bad guy. I don't know. The
Well,
second
that's
one,
the thing.
he was a petty thug, and the third one, he was either pretending to be Red Hood. Excuse me, pretending to be Red Hood and trying to help two
That
people to get.
that's all the same story.
Yeah, but
I
at the same time, like, that's what makes the Joker so interesting as a character. You
They're
never
not.
know his
They're
backstory.
not. They're not different stories. Those
But
are all one story being told.
he
well,
talks about how his father
you
took
get
him
the
to.
idea. You get the idea.
Because
You get the
he
idea.
was a failed struggling comedian,
Mhm.
struggling to take care of his wife, and that he gets desperate enough to turn to a couple of criminals
Mm.
of the criminal
Uh-huh.
underworld to basically put up a heist. And basically, they explain to him, and to guarantee that no one connects you to the crime, you'll be wearing this.
Yeah, and it was
He's
a red dome. Like they literally put
like,
it over his
like
head.
there ain't no Red Hood, just a couple just guys like yourself, and a mask.
Funny thing is, the Red Hood mask was a lot different from the one that Jason Todd wears because the one had eyes in it
Because
and
Jason,
the other one had looked like
because
a bullet.
Jason isn't the original Red Hood. He just took on that persona after he was resurrected.
Yeah,
Fair
but the
enough.
way I see it, this is how it goes. Like the Joker's backstory is so complex because you really don't know what his backstory really is. You don't know if he was a family man, a gangster, or just some like, petty thug who went into the big times. But the thing is, like, that's what makes the Joker so complicated and so, great of a character. He's mysterious yet psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
And
And,
then Mr. Freeze, I remember he was trying to save his wife by trying to do everything in his power to bring her back. So
Oh,
that
look,
didn't
who
work.
the Muffin King
decided to
himself.
show
What's
up?
up, Abridged Goku?
Oh,
Hello,
He was
hello,
right
Bridge.
in there.
How you doing, Bridge?
Oh, don't stop on my account. Keep going. Keep going.
No, yeah.
Well,
Welcome to
and
my
I am
stream.
honored. Anyway,
you were on the part with the Joker. You were on the
Yeah,
Joker part, Shadow.
yeah, we were part. We were
I already
part.
got that Joker part done. I'm doing about Mr. Freeze. Okay, now if I remember in Mr. Freeze's story, he was trying to do everything in his power to save his wife, and
Nora.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mhm.
Nora Freeze or Nora Fries. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Free.
Yeah, just
There we,
ignore.
yeah,
Nora
Nora.
Free.
Anyway, Freeze tried everything, and through some stupidity, through some people that try to stop him, backfired, and he became what what people had feared the most. A guy that
Ferris
was
Doyle basically played a part in turning Freeze into a full-on criminal
Right.
exactly,
because
and
Yeah, that's true.
he caught
And then you got the story of,
Victor,
perhaps.
although he was using resources from Boyle Industries, um, he was doing it to save his wife.
Yeah.
And
In
basically,
Arkham Knight,
Boyle.
he did
Let me
save him.
let me finish. Let me finish my point.
Sorry.
Point. 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 Point.
God.
Ferris basically told Victor before he put him in a situation that he's in now. Basically, he called everything that Freeze had done. He owned, and he basically even said even he owned even Nora. So, and when
And
Victor
that,
tried to stop him, he fucked it. He basically that was that fateful day where Victor's life had officially been fucked for good.
Yeah, not only that, but he keeps her locked up in cryomancy to keep her stabilized.
there
Mm-hmm.
Try to
is a
find a
bright
cure.
side to this story. in Arkham Knight, he did get to spend time with his wife
But it
one
costed
last
him his
time.
life.
Yeah, but in some continuities, he also managed to cure Nora too. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bright side to that story.
and Batman actually, in some continuities, even helped him. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think. It turns out that Mr. Freeze, just like all other tragic villains, they're not evil because of greed or anything like that. They're doing it like, they're not doing it to be evil. They're doing it for like their loved ones, or they're doing it for like a right reason.
there's
Not like the perfect reason, but it's like, they're tragic and they're desperate and they want to do things like they want to believe in doing good, but society shuns them from it.
That's
kind of
because
like
they
Harvey
lose that
Dent.
kind of motivation where they want to be good, but in truth, they just don't know how because they can't find the proper
Yeah.
motivation for it.
And which is why I
and
want to bring up
it could also perspective. Let me put this in a way you'll let,
I'll let you, and then I'll explain Two Face. Go ahead.
let me explain Gabriel Belmont from the Lord of Shadow series of Castlevania.
Go ahead. Two Face explanation later.
He mentioned something about he has constantly he has constantly tried everything in his power to do the right thing in the first Lord of Shadow game. Betrayed at every turn. What did that get him in return? He was betrayed at every turn.
Ouch.
He was devoted to the Brotherhood of Light, the very order, because they saw that they kept his son a secret from him, trained his son to basically fight him, and also eventually. Now his wife was even forced to keep this a secret from him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And then, and not only that, he was eventually manipulated with the devil mask to basically murder his own wife without him ever knowing until later on in the game.
Dang.
It'd be like that
And
sometimes.
not just that. Not just that.
He,
Later on,
he had chosen one to basically reconnect Earth from to heaven with heaven, and he ends up being forced to kill people who have helped him along the way. He was forced to fight various monsters, including lichens and vampires alike. He was forced to basically kill people, and he ended up being he was even forced to kill a god.
Yep.
Dark
For
Messiah.
what purpose, though? Like, was he trying to just kill him for the fun of it?
No, he
No.
forced to.
No.
I literally said he was forced to.
Look at it this way. He
Okay,
was
sorry, I
forced
missed
to,
that
and
out.
Let me put that in a point where someone had to die in order for Gabriel to pursue the Lord of Death and the Lord of the Necromancers. And Pan basically forced Gabriel to defend himself, which resulted in Pan's death.
This feels familiar. I mean, I remember another anime movie that does that, and a video game.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
It was revealed that Zobek was
Hey,
using
Shadow.
him this whole time,
obviously.
and then afterwards he was brought back from the dead to literally fight fucking Satan himself.
The devil himself.
And then even after he defeated him, he was unable to use the God mask to literally use. He was using it, and that is bringing back his wife.
Ouch.
And she was forced to basically move on, and which led to his depression. He was then forced to call because there was an adopted daughter, Laura. She begged her, and because she spared his life, and because of that debt, he went to help her.
Yeah. I think
It's later revealed that in defeating the Lord of Shadows, he
He's
was
become.
he
Yep.
and he was forced to
Drink a vampire's blood.
kill Laura. Eventually, once he got to the opening of the prison, the entrance to the prison that the Forgotten One was in, forced to drink Laura's blood and kill her in the and because that was the only way he could enter.
Yeah.
And as a result, when he entered, he was
became a
slowly becoming a vampire. He slowly became a vampire. He was slowly losing his humanity.
Ouch.
And as he defeated the Forgotten One, he became a full-fledged vampire, took the Forgotten One's power, killed him without mercy, broke the vampire killer, and he became the very thing that he
hated
swore to
most.
destroy.
And not only that, he became a new identity. He became Dracula, son of the dragon.
No. In Lord Shadow, he's referred to as Dracul, the dragon.
Dracul, I know. In other words, Dracula.
Yep. He became Dracula. And people think, oh, Harry Potter had it bad. I'm like,
no, Dracula had it better.
No. You people are lucky he didn't end up like Gabriel.
Especially love.
Funny.
I especially love how the interaction went with him and Sobek. How Sobek says, he just says, how long do you intend on hiding out here, Gabriel? And then he just says, don't you dare call me that. Es sunt Dracul.
Because Gabriel actually made a few references to Lord of Shadow. He's like, I was their most devoted warrior.
A champion of light, but then I fell into darkness. And in return, I became the Prince of Darkness.
Ironic, don't you think? Or when he
pretty much ironic.
A lot about the fact that.
And then he simply says something like,
"Is this God's reward?"
It's like this.
No, abandon all hope.
Abandon all hope.
To Marie, he literally asks her, is this God's just reward for the devoted,
and the foolish?
Yep.
And she says, you are no fool, Gabriel. I am no longer Gabriel, woman.
I
am the dragon, Dracul. I am and will forever be a thorn in his side. That is my vengeance.
I'm a thorn.
Funny thing is that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm a thorn in a bridge's side.
Oh, I'm done.
That's an understanding. But what I was gonna say, and I apologize in advance, Matt, for interrupting you on that. I do apologize in advance.
Yeah.
So personally, I did not mean. I was gonna because you did remind me of something that did a little similar, but not the vampire style, but also similar to.
No, go ahead.
I think I don't know if anyway, I don't know if you're familiar with the movie, anime movie, and the game called Dante's Inferno.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's knowing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen it.
Well, for those who hadn't seen it, it's kind of similar to the story that Matt had just mentioned about Gabriel. Instead, Gabriel, it wasn't Gabriel. It was the guy named Dante who got killed and got sent to hell and using the Grim Reaper.
Who had the dual pistols like Alucard from Helsing? Yep.
Hell yeah!
No, actually,
Alucard for life.
Yeah.
Actually, it was the
I know.
It was the Grim Reaper side because one, he was trying to save his wife Beatrice from that guy that's AKA Satan, and well, if you kind of played a game and seen the movie, you kind of see what happened, but it left at a cliffhanger where it says to be continued.
Right. Now, who wants to hear about the Two-Face story? Well, if you're still talking,
before you mention Harvey, I want to say about to finish my point. I find within Castlevania, I find Gabriel Belmont's turn to Dracula more tragic than Matthias Kronkowitz's turn to Dracula.
What's the difference, though?
Dracula became a vampire. Matthias became a vampire on his own free will, and
So,
his wife was killed by humans. So
Okay, that makes sense because I did remember in Death Battle they did run over a story about Dracula because Order Chaos and the Prism Red Crystal,
mhm.
I remember
right.
that one.
Yeah,
But
but Death Battle doesn't always have all their information right.
I
So
know, but they was going
even
over
if there are
they
battles
was
that I
going
do agree with,
yeah,
so
but
I will say,
the
I
data
Shadow.
is
feel like
not always
they're
right.
just unequal.
I will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To be fair, Shadow, I'm sorry I interrupted you that time. So
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let you go ahead because you were gonna make a point, so go ahead.
All
I'm
right.
gonna say this right now, really
Fucking
quick.
villains.
I'm gonna say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Sonic, damn
Go
it,
ahead.
you need to get Wreckfest because I need to wreck somebody.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, not
Uh-oh.
no. Jesus
I'm
ain't got
sensing- I'm
no. Jesus got nothing to do with this, son. Get your ass this game and come wreck a car with me. I need to wreck you.
Well, the game should have been free on PlayStation.
Your dragon goddess
4,
orders
not
you to come
PlayStation
by
I'm
it.
1.
sensing bad vibes right now. I am sensing
The
bad
third,
vibes right now.
the third in command of the Muffin Kingdom compels you.
I don't
The
even
game
know
should
what
be
game
free on
that is.
PlayStation
Singing is
4
amazing.
then.
Praying
Why
for
free
you,
on
brother.
PlayStation 5?
Sonic. Let me do a SWTOR reference. The leader of the Dark Council compels.
I am I am the dark side of the force. Get a car.
No, you're the leader. You're the leader of the Dark Council. Visky's the Emperor's Wrath, and Abridge is the Emperor.
No, I'm gonna say this right now. Okay, so Shadow Knight
Go right ahead.
248. I don't remember if it was Shadow Knight. I think it was Shadow Knight. Yesterday, it was brought up about the 5 scariest people in Muffin Kingdom. I am ranked number 1 over Vissy. It's myself, then Vissy,
Over Fizzy Pop.
then Abridged, then Mega Mat, and then CL.
Wait, I'm the scariest?
No, I'm scarier than you.
really
But
weird
you're
that
on the
Abridged
top.
is
You're on the
actually
top 5.
I'm scarier than Hazard?
I know. I asked this person. I asked this person. I'm like, did you not know Hazard, Caboose, and Radio? Seriously? Because those 3 right there should have been right in there.
Oh my god.
And I'm like,
It's weird that Abridged is labeled the second scariest person.
no. Abridge is ranked 3rd. Abridge is ranked 3rd. Which, how could anybody be scared of a puffball? Seriously.
I was about to say.
I have to agree with that. How can anyone be scared of a bridge Goku because he's a puffball?
Chris, you need to show me that list.
Oh yeah, let me scroll up. I'll go find it. It was really funny because I'm sitting there like, seriously? I'm ranked 1st?
I'm surprised that Ify's not on the list. Like Ify, Mama Faggy or whatever her name.
Well, no, see, this is a person. This is a person who has only limited experiences with certain people. They didn't know really. They hadn't had an experience with Hazard. They hadn't had an experience with Radio Hasbin. They haven't had an experience with Caboose. So they didn't realize that those 3 are pretty scary in their own right too. Especially Radio. You don't ever want to get on Radio's bad side. But
Really noted.
Oh, Hazard too. The reason we have these rules are so you guys don't have to experience the bad sides of us, and we don't like being that bad person. So
The reason that's totally noted.
yeah.
To be fair,
if you
I'm not
actually,
usually-
guys, Hazard may seem scary, but if you actually really hang out with him, and I speak from experience, he's actually a pretty chill dude.
Oh, he is a very chill
No,
dude. But if you get on his bad side, it's not good.
He has a temper. He has a lot of patience, but even that has limits. And when
Exactly.
you test his
Everybody has
patience,
limits, of course.
he has a lot of temper.
Right. To be fair,
I've seen that scenario before.
I will say this. To be fair, like I'm a pretty chill guy when you get to know me, and I'm not saying I'm like scarier than anybody. I'm no scarier than freaking Undertaker, because that guy's his own thing. But to be
I told
fair,
you, Undertaker.
if somebody pissed me off, I was just gonna say, if somebody pissed me off, I'm terrifying. No doubt about it.
Okay.
I'm on the same level with that. Anybody hurts my friends or anything, I go into blackout with bloodlust.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, no,
So
no, no joke.
Mega Man,
I
I
do
will
too, but I
send
do
you this
respect the
list.
list. Good list.
I will send you this list, and I even I had to chuckle at this list because I'm like, hell, I'm above Vissy, and that's awesome. I'm supposed to play like
No.
the good cop to
That's
bad
good to
cop
know.
to Vissy, so that's why I'm like,
Well, sometimes
that's
I
why
will
I'm like
admit
third.
sometimes you're a lot scarier than Vissy sometimes.
Sometimes I
Some,
am
but
because you have to understand
right.
the reason I take this so seriously is because this was a great honor bestowed on me to oversee the server when Vissy or Bridge are both busy. So, and
Right.
I look at the entire management team as like, I value these people because they're very smart. They handle business. They help everything run smooth. And then when you get people who come in and they're just like, oh, well, the management is like they don't do jobs and I could do a better job. And it's like, no, you don't understand. You're running a tiny little server of like 13 to 30 people. We're running a server of almost 1,200 people. Yeah, sometimes we have to be.
Makes sense.
Sometimes we have to
That's
give
why
you
for
guys tough love so that people understand that we don't want to be the bad guy ever. And I value
That's-
Hey,
Vissy. Vissy is
that's
amazing,
respect that.
but she anybody trying to run a server this big can have bad days. And that's happened to some of us.
Absolutely.
We
Hey,
just
that's
do the best we
that's
can.
human nature.
Yeah, we try to do the best we can. We cover for people who are like, if like say Matt has a bad day and he's just like, you know what, dude, I don't want to do anything. I'm taking a break. We would all be like, dude, go take your break, find yourself, come back when you're ready. We all step up and help, take over where he normally steps in. You know, it's a well-oiled team.
Right.
And like today we had somebody who was basically saying that we're unfair here, and it's like, I don't understand how it's so unfair when the rules are in place so that everyone has a good time. We try to be so fair.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah,
And
sometimes
to be fair, like I literally go.
the thing is I am so willing to let you guys go, hey, if I come and approach you, I'm going to be like, "Hey, explain this to me." And if you made an honest to god mistake, I'm going to be like, "All right, dude, just try not to do it again. Just kind of make sure you check on the rules occasionally. Just don't do it again." If you deserve my anger,
Right.
then I'm going to come at you like an asshole. And I don't want to step into that cuz that's more Vissy's more Vissy's line, but sometimes I have to be that person. And I know sometimes,
yeah, that makes sense.
sometimes people are just like, "Oh wow, you can be really mean." Yeah, sometimes I have to be. You have to understand that I'm I'm in a server. I am probably the oldest person in here. There's a reason some of these people call
I
me
ain't gonna
Dragon
argue with that.
Mom. Yeah, some of these people in here actually do call me Dragon Mom. Vissy calls me Mom.
Actually,
I'm
It's
probably not gonna call you
oh,
Dragon Mom.
you don't have
I'm
to.
still
I
gonna
this
call you
is
Dragon
this
Mom.
is this is more the younger crew. This is more the younger crew that does this.
yeah.
Because if
I say Miss Tragic Goddess.
Even though I don't
Yeah.
call Chris mom, she's definitely old enough to be.
I'm
Grandmother.
I'm
I'm a grandmother.
I'm just gonna make this clear right now. I'm just gonna say this. Ever since I joined this server, and I gotta say, you guys have had a well-established server. It's really cool. It's really nice. I love the people. I love your fandom. I love your thoughts. I love your interactions with each other. It really makes me smile a bit when I see all these people have fun. Like
I
recently,
second that emotion.
Thank you.
I
like
I'm I
like
was more concerned
what?
about having fun, interacting with people, getting to chill with people, make sure or everybody has a good time,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just
rather
recently,
than
I was
because
like doing a
I'm
I
actually
was
gonna be
doing a
honest with you
group
guys.
work.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
absolutely.
I didn't even
One
want
at
to
a
be
time.
on. I just wanted
Yeah.
to. I just
And
wanted to have a good time, chill with people, and that's it. That's all I
yeah.
cared.
And that's what I was doing. Like, recently I played a, who said it game with somebody. Like, we were playing a game of like, guess the character or guess who said it first, and then I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember like giving a clown icon, and they said it, and I'm like, there you go. I literally said,
Okay, that was funny. That was funny.
I
That was
literally
funny.
just, I kid you not, I literally said 10 points for Gryffindor.
Dude,
Yeah.
you are a classic. You are a classic.
Yeah, thank you. I literally went 10 points for Gryffindor.
I'm sorry.
And,
Sorry,
Now
I'm
see,
about to call out Shadow Knight on it. Oh, like, why do you think I'm scary?
yeah.
and here's the funny thing,
Seriously,
Matt.
I'm
Matt,
really good.
Matt, you don't have to, Matt, you don't have to type it. Matt, you don't have to type it in general. Shadow's listening over on the YouTube side or YouTube or Twitch. Let me see. Let me check. No, he's on the Twitch side. He is Shadow is paying attention.
So this is how it feels to be on Twitch.
You're welcome. You are not only on Twitch, but you are also on YouTube, and the next stream will be YouTube, Trovo, and Twitch. So I will be going on 3 platforms when I do this next one. But this was mostly just for fun tonight.
This is gonna be cool. This is so
Hey,
cool.
hope you all enjoy the show.
Yeah. If you haven't gone over and followed me, jump over, give me a follow. This is a lot of what my streams are like. I love interaction from people. I love listening to different viewpoints. Some of my streams do get kind of crazy, like when we do Cards Against Humanity online. We did a Cards Against Humanity with people in voice acting mode, and that was hilarious. Okay, I was using Curse's voice. I had a Vegeta, I had a Goku, I had, oh my god, it was amazing. I had a Mr. Popo.
Please.
It
Don't
was
get me started on doing Alistair.
Now see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm looking at doing another Cards Against Humanity stream probably within this week. If I do, if you got a voice, you are more than welcome to jump in. I have a room. Okay, if you don't have a voice, that's fine. That's fine. You can still join. But
I can't.
I would just
jump.
say
I'm afraid of
something
heights.
like.
oh well, see how you are.
Miss Dragon Goddess.
Yes.
If I could say something in defense, not like that, but you get the idea. But I do prefer you as Miss Dragon Goddess because one, I have a very gentleman because
that's fine.
I wouldn't prefer the other name, but say Miss Dragon Goddess because that name definitely suits you when I say it because I have a family. I have my mom. I always call them like that because that's how I.
If you guys ever,
As a goddess,
if you guys ever listen to a Bridges stream, when he says Sarah, I'm Sarah. He can't say my dragon name. He cannot say Cursa Raylanix. He just calls me Sarah. And there you go. That's how you say. That's how you say my name. Yep.
I gotta admit that.
There you.
I gotta admit that's a very nice name. I'll admit that, but
so for. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say.
No, ladies first. I should have been.
Lady, where? Oh. Me, lady? Oh, you must be talking about Luna. You must be talking about Luna and Pinky, ladies. I'm not a lady. I'm an old woman.
Look, I'm trying to be a gentleman. I mean, when I say ladies first, I was referring to you because I'm a gentleman.
I've been here for over 20 minutes. I've just been silent.
Pleasure to meet you, Luna and Pinky. Good to see you again.
I really
Hey,
was wondering.
Pinky.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
You,
forgot.
respect woman in 2021, dude, you simp.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you said ladies first and I said Luna and Pinky, I'm sorry I forgot you, Sonic.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh.
No.
That's what you get. That's what you get. No, that's what you get.
No. If you fight for it, I'm leaving you for fucking dead. I'm leaving you for dead.
You're gonna leave me for dead? Dude, that's so wrong. You're so wrong. Don't leave me for dead on Fortnite.
Sonic, you're a pretty lady.
I didn't say I was good. I just said I'd leave you for dead.
He's gonna leave me for dead. That's rude, man.
Oh no, not the dead.
No, you can't call me a rude. Nah, I leave you for dead.
Okay, I'm gonna say this in this one, but when you said Cards Against Humanity, I do remember this one card that this person played from Tales from the Hood. I don't know if it was 1, 2, or 3 from the movie, but anyway, cut to the chase. There was one card in the Cards Against Humanity. I said this, but this card would say, "I have 99 problems, but being honest or whatever was not one of them." And I was like, "Who the hell puts it in a card to say that?" I mean,
Well,
say you got like 99 problems.
I mean, hey, they were just being honest.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, but
blame them. They were just
but
being
they
honest.
said being honest wasn't one of them.
Right. Now, where was I on the whole, Mega Matt, you still there, dude?
His mic's muted.
Did you say Megamind?
Megamind.
I was trying to say Mega Matt.
That's a throwback.
Megamind.
He might have.
Anywho, I was trying to say Mega Matt, but
He might have stepped away.
Point with tragic villain.
He might have stepped away for a moment.
He does that sometimes.
Right.
I was gonna tell him something later after this.
So let me
Anyway, go ahead and continue with your face.
let me put this in perspective for you guys. The reason I can bag on Sonic is because we're good enough friends that we can do that to each other. And he's gotten jabs at me before too. So it all works in fairness. I like Sonic. He's a really good dude. And honest to God, in another
brother and sister.
Kind of like that. In another server, he is my second in command. Underneath me, just like I am with Vissy here.
Can't argue with that.
No. And he's a very awesome dude.
Nice.
Before anybody continues, look, Miss Dragon Goddess, no offense, you may be scary, and I admit you're very scary.
I am scary.
Oh, you're terrifying. But in my defense, Vissy scares me more than anybody else, and I'm not trying to prove a point, but I am gonna say this. I was either talking to Kachan or whoever I was with in this server. He was talking for about a few minutes, and who pops out of nowhere?
Vissy
herself. And the funny thing, she pops in out of nowhere. I was like, wow, what the heck? And then she comes out with a scary robot voice from Aperture Science Portal style with a core AI, and I was like,
once you've seen it and played it, it's like, it loses the effect.
I'm not gonna lie, she scared the bejeebers out of me. She scared the living shit out of me. She scared me out of everything. I was like, oh god,
that's
scary.
Maybe because I've.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter.
Now trust me. You hear her for 5 minutes, and I guarantee you, you feel like your whole body had just turned white, as pale as a ghost, and you'd be
and
saying,
your legs turned to jelly.
Dude, I sit and stream with her a lot. I go and guest in her streams. You don't need to tell me.
She's scared of shit.
That's her job.
She scares the shit out of me.
I honestly don't see it. Just like,
If I'm being
Okay.
honest, Chris is definitely not scary. Chris is not scary.
Oh yeah,
That's because you guys have gotten used to
No.
me. If I like
Yeah,
you, okay, so
honestly, Chris, you're
Okay.
actually chill.
I am very chill.
potentially.
And
Sorry.
here's my general rule about me. Like you saw it with Sonic. I picked on Sonic right off. If I don't pick on you, there's obviously a problem because that's my way of showing you that
Right.
I have come to accept you. I will treat you the same way I treat anybody I feel is a good person. Sonic's case, we beg each other. I think I will go to bat for Sonic any day of the week because Sonic is that cool of a person who's
And
already proven himself to me as being that chill dude that I am proud to say is a friend. And
that's like a brother and sister thing.
no, I'm more violent with my brothers. Sonic doesn't want to be my brother. I'm more violent with them.
Yeah, but in my defense, when you said you go in the back for him,
Not trying to end up in the hospital.
hey,
I can
well,
relate.
as I was saying, when you that's being like a big sister. Defense.
Right. So where was
I've
I
seen
with the
Chris
whole,
bully Sonic so many
explanation?
times to the point I've gotten used to it. Chris loves to bully people. Okay.
Is that what we're calling
Okay.
this now? I'm a
Something
bully
Chris
now.
ever bullied me?
I'm a bully?
No, you're not
Luna
a
called
bully.
me a
You only
bully.
bully Sonic. That's what
I didn't know
matters.
this was a
No.
You don't bully Sonic. That's the only
No.
exception.
I have a
Don't ever
sad
dare
I'm
bully
a sad
Drive
pouty
Goddess.
face right now. I have a pouty face right now. This is so
She's
rude.
calling
How
you,
dare
Chris.
you,
She's
Luna?
not
You
calling
made her
you a
sad.
bully in
Who's
defense.
sad?
Chris,
What she's
You made
trying
her
to
the
sad.
only
say is,
person.
what she's trying to say
Go ahead.
is, you gotta, sister kind of vibe when you're with
What?
Sonic and everybody else. Okay.
What? Hell
That's
no.
what
And we're
Luna.
only
That's
joking.
what
Hell
Luna.
We're rejecting that posture.
You're calling me an imposter.
You actually made me have a
No,
tear,
I
goddammit.
said
If you mean Luna, she
I
is
said
younger
big
than me,
sister
so
vibe, not the
definitely no.
imposter vibe.
Luna
Luna
just
is younger than me, so no.
yeah,
On so many levels.
Luna is younger, and I honestly, if anyone was to ever go at Luna, you would see the worst side of me because I am so fiercely protective of Luna. I can't. I
Trust me, nothing.
Can't blame you on
If
that.
y'all,
there is not
if
there
y'all
is
ever messaged me, I'm sorry, you
When
go.
Luna was in a bad mood, Chris can vouch for me on this. I literally said, "Who do I need to kill?"
yeah.
Funny thing though, she did tell me. She did tell me about. Oh, wait a minute. If I'm not careful, Luna, didn't you tell me about the other guy that gave you some problems?
What guy?
Oh,
Please use
that was.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Okay, never mind. I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember because I remember chatting with you last time at the other server, and I don't know if you remember that one. I don't know.
Probably don't.
Never
You know,
mind. But
because usually at times when I like try to remember something, I don't, because then I focus on something the next day. But Chris will literally kill someone, even Matt.
Yeah.
There
that
was a
sounds
time
like
where I
well,
was in a very
disagreement
very
there.
bad mood.
Like,
They
we
would literally
are.
kill someone for me.
I
Let me
would
put this in a way you'll understand. Luna, I
Mhm.
view as my little sister.
I view Luna like
Understandable.
one of my kids.
I will
That's understandable.
I mean, sounds like me whenever I get in protected big brother mode with my friends and family.
You know,
Like I literally
Doesn't
granted,
I
me
get into
being
defensive dad or big brother mode, man. That's just
granted
me.
me being the youngest mod in here, I believe it
It's a
feels
pleasure to
weird.
meet you, Luna.
because I believe you're entering high school, right?
Yeah.
She is.
Also,
Yeah, I am the youngest mod in here.
She has
makes perfect sense to be
Luna has actually heard me tell her just recently actually she explained a situation happening and I literally told her that if we lived closer, I would have already shown up on her doorstep and told her parents, "Look, I'm taking her for the night. Y'all can just and she's coming with me." I would literally take her from her own parents if it made her happy.
Mhm.
I have no qualms about
Hey,
like her making her happy versus anybody else. She is too sweet of a
hey,
person.
I would applaud. I would clap my hands for applause for that one.
Oh, also, Bazooka is also very protective of me because there were a couple times where I did get injured in softball. She would literally start a panic.
You know how much fun it is to
Yeah,
calm Bazooka
that
down.
was for me.
Oh yeah.
You
I
mean
love Bazooka.
the one that's the
So
Jazu
is there a proper name Jinsuka?
Jazuka Bazooka.
Bazooka Bazooka.
Yeah.
But I
Bazooka
call it
Bazooka.
Bazooka. Cause why
Ugh,
not?
it's confusing to be honest.
We just call her Bazooka.
Or just.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, I just call her Jess.
Jazz or Jizuka.
I'm
where
I'm
would
so used to calling her by her first name.
Hey, before you
Right.
continue with the villain tragic, I want to say something for Matt because
Go ahead.
all right, Matt,
Because that was like a
I'm gonna be flat out honest with you, okay?
okay.
Matt, I know what times of day sometimes. Let's just put it this way: it wouldn't matter if you were being a mod or whatever you wanted to be, and everybody else. I know this is I know that's your own reward, but I will say this: whether you are a mod or not, you're still brother, and and you're still cool. And I'll admit, you have a real unique talent just to be how can I put it? Just being you. I mean, that what makes you unique. It wouldn't matter if you were a leader of the group or the if you were any other. You still be hanging out with your friends, brother, sister, anybody you name it. You're still cool no matter what. In my defense.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, really nice, Shadow. That was really sweet of
Thank
you.
you.
Ah,
Thank you. I actually appreciate that.
don't mention it. I just had to get it off my back.
That was beautiful.
Anyway,
That was nice.
now that I got that salty nonsense out of the way, continue with the villain backstory of Harvey Dent, aka Two Face.
Now, it all began
On a
one
dark,
day.
stormy night.
There was a man, like, exactly, on a dark, stormy
On a
night.
dark, stormy night.
It actually was like this. On a dark, stormy night, quite like this one.
Oh, we telling
No,
scary
no,
stories?
no.
I got
Oh,
you.
this is
Hey,
so
scary
funny. I
stories. Hurry
swear.
Here
up.
we go. So, so here we go. It all begins in a certain office, and we're introduced to a very respectable, honorable politician by the name of Harvey Dent. Now, Harvey Dent was a man who respected the laws of Gotham. He literally was Gotham's white knight, and he fought for the laws of Gotham to hell and back. He busted every case, every criminal. He sent them all packing to the bars behind them. Or in this
Woo!
case, like literally sent them to the bars. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is, Harvey Dent was a respectable, not just lawyer, but politician, like I pointed out. But there
Mm-hmm.
was also something about Harvey that was really troubling to him. He also happened to have a dark side because Harvey Dent happened to have something inside of him, like a dark side that he could no longer suppress. He had an evil side by the name of, you guessed it, Big Bad Harv. Now, Big Bad Harv was the opposite of Harvey. He was a monster. He was a callous individual. He enjoyed seeing others in pain. And because of that, it was just like Harvey Dent spent his entire life fighting for the laws of Gotham, fighting for the side of good. Then it turns out there was a case of a certain Maroney, if you will. Was that his name, by the way? Sal Maroney?
Falco Maroney. I remember
Yeah,
him.
that was Maroney was basically on trial. Harvey Dent was calling his case, and right as soon as the case was about to be closed, Maroney grabbed a cup that was filled with some type of acid, and he splashed it right into Harvey's face. And because of that, Harvey was scarred from the accident, and he was sent to the hospital. They asked him, like, are you okay, sir? And he was just like, give me a mirror. Harvey looked at his face and he couldn't believe what he saw. He saw a monster of a man. And not just like a monster of a man, but because of like this deformity, he relied on something to make his choices. One side good and the other side evil. He had what was known as the coin, and whatever side it landed on, it would decide the most prolific foes, known well,
Okay,
Bruce
Bruce Wayne.
Wayne's best friend.
He was also one of Batman's most valuable allies.
Yep, absolutely.
Funny thing though is there was different versions on how Two Face became
Oh yeah, there were
Two-Face.
many versions of how Two Face became Two Face. One where he was in a fire, one where there was acid, and one where there was like an explosion in a chemical plant, and it scarred his face. Of course.
Well,
And if you
I
go
was
with the
thinking,
Telltale version, if you go with the Telltale version, Penguin, slamming down a spotlight on his face, which I don't know how that would be possible, but
Or you save him and
I
he
won't
doesn't get the
question it.
scar, but still
well,
becomes
there is possible
true.
ways. I mean,
Well, yeah, you still get scars, but that would probably scar your whole face.
kind
But
of
anyways,
imagine like if you remember carefully, and I don't know if this is making any sense or not, but if you remember in WWE, Randy Orton was talking, as Alexa Bliss was there, and then well, you kind of
mhm.
see where the fire hit Randy Orton's face.
Of course, yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of I want to say I was gonna say somewhat similar, but not all the way similar. But I was gonna say about 50%. I,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't confirm it because one, how burnt Randy was on his face because it's
Well, I
not
mean,
something.
look at it this way: he was burned for like 1 day, and then he healed like the next week, so it wasn't probably that bad of a burn.
Okay, that's better because I didn't know how to I didn't know how to put it in percent because the way his face looked, it looked like it was like
It looked
look
realistic, yeah.
a Freddy Krueger's face. No offense to that.
No, and none taken. I mean, look at it this way: it was good effects, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, indeed.
All right, there was one more. There was I think there's a couple more villains I remember that had the same problem. Not the Two Face part, but the whole tragic story. But
Well,
I do remember one,
hmm
and I may be wrong. Well,
go ahead.
actually, three of them. I think there was three. I don't know how many. There was so many villains in this thing. All right, now
Take your time.
y'all already know about Solomon Grundy.
Hmm
You already know his backstory on that, so I
Solomon
don't need to go.
Grundy,
I don't know.
born on a Monday, christened on Tuesday, married on
Married on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that we don't need to go over that, but I do know some other ones. Ivy, aka Pamela
Poison
Isley.
Ivy. Poison
Yeah,
Ivy. Yeah, she's pretty
she
tragic.
was trying to do
Jonathan
everything.
Crane.
She was trying to do everything in her power to keep her plants from going. How can I say it?
Yeah.
She,
Not to mention she was experimented on.
Yeah.
yeah, some chemicals affected her to become poison, and because and anybody knows that story, one kiss kills you.
Well, it all depends on what she puts in the lipstick.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
here's the thing. The kind of lipstick she wore can kill a man instant.
Well, I know.
And the other lipstick she had
That,
was
His looks could kill.
that's not true. That is not true, Shadow Neo. Because if that were the case, Batman would have died.
Hmm
yeah,
Batman would have died.
yeah, fair point.
Yeah, look at it
I
this
don't know
way.
what kind
Her
of lipstick she
kisses.
put to kill a man.
Look at it this way. Her kiss depends on like how she uses them. Like she could kiss somebody and they'd be under her control. And then there's one kiss where it's like one kiss and you're dead. And then there's just one kiss where she has you fall in love with her,
Ugh,
which is
don't get.
basically the same concept as being under her control, but you get where I'm coming from.
I
All
thought
right.
she had
thought she had a kiss that would poison you, just straight up, not kill you, but when she kissed you, she'd poison you, and she was the
That's
only one that had the cure.
that's that's why I was debunking Shadow Neo
I was
with it
trying to. I
And
was
because
trying to get.
that's
I
the
was trying to
exact
get to that one.
that's the
and then of
exact same
course
one that she has because you will die unless you have the antidote.
and then of course let's not forget about this tragic backstory, Harley Quinn.
Oh, I know this
Oh,
one.
my girl.
Harley Quinn.
I love
Yeah.
Harley.
To think that,
Harley Quinzel.
Harleen Quinzel, a once famous psychiatrist who was assigned to the Joker herself.
I
Yeah,
prefer
and
with
get
your
I
soul.
love Harley too. But
Here's the
anywho,
dark side of Harley's character.
well,
She's
I mean,
supposed to have Stockholm syndrome.
well, I mean, like the reason why she's so tragic out of all the others is because, well, you see, she didn't do it because like she was like evil, or she didn't do it because she was greedy. She was in love, hopelessly in love with a psychopath.
AKA
And that
Joker.
psychopath happened to be the Joker. And because of that, she literally took on a persona of her own, Harley Quinn, a pun on her name. And he abused her, he tortured her, he tricked her, he he literally saw her as a piece of meat
Yup.
and tossed her aside like trash.
Oh,
And
but
He
on the other
basically
hand,
treated her. He basically treated her like a glorified henchman. Basically.
well,
exactly.
there was
Hmm.
different versions of Joker where Joker was abusing Harley Quinn, but in the other one, he
Yeah,
was
the
more
Telltale
he
guy.
was more
No,
gentleman.
no.
Yeah, I mean it was the Telltale
Joker
guy.
was
Always
always
abused
abusive towards her.
Harley.
No matter
Yeah,
what,
I
that's
think
the
he's
storyline.
I think
yeah,
he's
but
talking about the
remember
Telltale game.
Suicide
Okay,
Squad,
okay,
the live
so
action one. At least
all right,
Joker
you
had a little respect
okay?
for
No, no,
her.
no, no,
No,
no,
no, you have to understand.
No, not at
So
all.
he did not. He never wanted to admit that he had feelings for her. He always felt that was a weakness. He did care. He did like. He did. He did eventually love her, but he did not know how to ever express it in the way that she wanted. And with him feeling like it was a
Basically
burden,
showing it.
that's why he tried to. That's why he tried to kill her, because he wanted to be free of that. There was. It was.
Because
It.
here's
It.
the sad truth.
He didn't want her to love him.
Joker only cares about two things:
Himself.
Batman and death.
Yup.
That
Well, I was gonna say
he
himself, but
wants. He is it. Let me put this in a way you'll understand. Joker wants to die.
well, I mean that's kind of the point. That's why he coaxes Batman into killing him. He cares about himself. He cares
It's a
about like
very
death and everything.
Like my dad actually had a good comparison with the whole Joker Batman thing. A one-sided gay relationship.
Oh.
Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
He's obsessed with Batman. You know, he's obsessed. Joker's obsessed with Batman.
Well, we know he's obsessed with Batman.
But Batman is more concerned about stopping him.
Yeah, but the way I see it, and not to disagree with you, I mean, because everybody's got an opinion. I respect your opinion.
I'm just giving a comparison. It doesn't make it accurate. It's just a compare.
I know. I mean, the way I see it, this is like a yin and yang situation. Every positive has a negative. Every good has a bad. It's kind of like Batman and Joker. They're like two versions of themselves, like two twisted versions of themselves. Yeah, two sides of the same coin,
like
and two
Joker,
threads of the same stitch.
Like Joker has psychotic and suicidal tendencies. So does Batman. The only difference is that Batman knows how to cope with it, and he knows how to fight it. Like
And the thing is, Batman is literally like Batman is calm and sane and pretty rational when he needs to be, but the Joker is just a homicidal lunatic.
Like I'm actually gonna say it. The most unstable character in the Batman mythos is Batman himself. He is the most unstable.
Well, I mean, if you look at all the things he's done to Joker, almost killing him,
every villain
he had
is a reflection of is some form of reflection on him. Of him.
but there has been none who is as big as the Joker because the
Joker
Are
has a lot
you
of his negative traits,
Yeah, but look at it this way. The way I see
if
it,
not all.
I respect your views, no doubt about it. I respect everybody's views on things.
There is
Um,
one thing that got me interested.
Hang on a
And I'm
second.
sorry for the defense on that, but
Let Dom finish.
Thank
Go.
you.
go ahead, Dom.
I didn't
Sorry.
want to be. That's okay. I didn't want to be like a jerk or anything. Thank you for that. And you're fine, Shadow. The reason why it was just such a great debate between Batman and Joker's rivalry is because, well, it's kind of like the whole thing. It's kind of like Batman's philosophy is if we can step outside the social norms, if we can acknowledge an imperfect world, that doesn't mean that the social norms are meaningless. But the Joker's philosophy is, the fact that there is random injustice in this world proves there is no justice. The fact that innocence can be destroyed means that there is no innocence. So essentially, your life is a joke. And when someone tells you that your life is a joke, that's a challenge. You know what I mean? That is
Mhm.
literally a legit challenge. Now, it's not a
Joker
physical
literally
challenge; it's a
said,
mental challenge, an intellectual challenge. And you said it yourself. Batman is unstable because Batman can't let that go.
Batman has never gotten over the death of his parents. This has left him traumatized.
I mean, who can blame him? If I lost my parents, I'd be traumatized too.
Why do I
at
keep
the
thinking
age
this is too familiar?
at the age he was at the age he was when it happened too.
Yeah, and not only that, it's referenced in the Justice League. Anybody in here seen Justice League, the animated series?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a mention on there
I
where
haven't been a kid ever since I was 8 years old.
yeah, he goes on to say, "I haven't been a kid since I was 8 years old." He's referring to after he lost his parents. He
Bruce
literally never smiled. He never literally had spent time with anybody. The only thing he had was like Alfred and just a big
and
mansion.
Bruce never got justice until years later, and by the time he got it, it was already too late. He
Yeah,
can
not well.
he can
You got to think
he is
too.
never going to have that closure. He's never going to have that happiness.
well, he's
As
never going to
Bruce
have that
mentioned,
happiness. No doubt
as
about
Bruce
it.
mentioned it, like to Barbara, as much as I don't like the Batgirl portions of the Killing Joke film, but he brought a valid point there.
But
You're
look at
not
it this
in it
way,
like
man.
I am, Barbara. You think this is a game.
A
And
thrill.
you haven't been to that abyss. Yes.
Yeah, and not only that, he also mentions this too because if you watch Batman Under the Red Hood, he literally says this, like, and if you don't mind me saying this, man, may I?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, there's literally a scene where, spoiler alert, the Red Hood in this movie is actually Jason Todd. So, spoiler.
Which we all know that because I seen the movie.
Everybody
Oh,
knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
okay, good. I just love to be joking around, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
so, anyways, so Jason Todd asks him as he holds the gun to him. He's like, is it too hard to cross that line? But Batman tells him, you know, no, God Almighty, no. It'll be too damn easy. All I've ever wanted to do was kill him. A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him. But if I do that, if I allow myself to go down that dark place, down that path, down that road, I'll never come back. And in a way, I actually relate to Batman on that because, like, everybody's got that choice where there's that person who literally is like so evil that you want to kill them, but if you do it, you'll never come back. Yeah, and
One
that's
way
why
trip.
Batman. Yeah,
It's
that's why
like,
Batman won't kill.
again, it's in the death of the family, in the end of the death of, if you go down the actual canonical route in the death of the family film, it ends with Bruce and Clark having that conversation in diner after Bruce opened up to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Clark literally tells Bruce, "You are the strongest person I know, not because of the monsters you fight on the outside, but the demons you battle on the inside."
Mm-hmm. That's right. Everybody's got demons. There's no doubt about it. We all have demons.
So,
Yup.
some of
Pretty
us have dragons.
famous.
Like, and like,
True.
and guys,
True.
let me put this in a way you'll understand.
Hey.
Oh, I
Superman,
understand.
despite the fact that Superman, despite all of his powers, literally told Batman, who is a normal human being someone who he's a god compared to, literally told him, "You are the strongest person I know."
Well, of course.
Just goes to show
how much respect he has for Batman.
And not to mention how much of how he values Bruce as a friend.
Absolutely.
Because
Now that's a true brother.
He's like that. The fact that you're opening up to me about this proves how strong you are, and the more, no, and the day you stop opening up to me, the day you stop seeking this help, is when I need to execute my contingency plan for you.
And not only that, but it's kind of like one of those situations where you remember in Injustice 1, the video game, Batman literally turns the tables and he says, if you ever, lead the wrong way, if you ever go down that road, I'm coming for you.
No, he's like,
and he's saying this to Superman.
Well, our world Superman, not the
Superman
no,
sucks.
I'm talking about at the end of the game.
Because Superman literally says, put in the same position, I might have done the same thing. I guess we never know what we're truly capable of.
And honestly, love your voice.
And Batman literally says, I hope for your world's sake, you never find out.
Yeah, and not only that, but you got to think too. Like going back to what I was going to mention too is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. It's now at this point where Batman's older and he's fought against the Joker, and he snapped his neck. He didn't kill the Joker; he just paralyzed him. And the Joker is left there, and he basically is saying, it doesn't matter what choice you make. I win. I made you lose control, and they're gonna kill you for it. And the last words he said to Batman was, "See you in hell," and he proceeds to snap his own neck, and making it look like What's that?
I remember that one. I seen that one.
Yeah, and he literally says, he goes like, "And they'll kill you for it."
To me, that's
And
not that movie. There was the more defining moment was at the end of it when after Bruce takes down Clark, he's like, "I didn't have to go easy on you.
A different binding agent, a stronger mix. I wanted you to remember that.
I wanted to remind you to stay out
of my way in all the years to come, in your most private, memorable moments.
I want you to
remember the one man who grieved you." Yeah.
I gotta
And
admit,
it literally shows.
I was gonna say, I gotta admit, for Batman that doesn't have superpowers, he's got a lot of knowledge. I'll admit that.
Well, he is the world's greatest detective for a reason.
You're feeling it, aren't you? What the rest of us have to deal with every day. Your own mortality. Don't worry, you'll survive. The kryptonite in your lungs will slowly wear off soon enough.
Hey, to be fair, I actually love the bit where he says this to Superman in the. I know there's a lot of people who don't like that movie, and I can respect that. Batman versus Superman.
I mean, I like the movie.
Hang on. Let Dom finish.
Well, we got one person.
I don't like Zack Snyder's take on Batman.
All right.
That's my.
Well,
and the
I
fact
understand.
Storylines in it.
I enjoy that bit where he just looks at Superman and he just tells him, "Breathe it in. That's fear. I bet your parents taught you that you mean something, that you were put here for a reason. My parents taught me a different lesson. They taught me that the world only makes sense if you force it to."
No dying in the gutter for no reason at all.
Hey, guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Superman sucks. Superman sucks.
Oh, I know.
Changed my mind.
Yeah, you told us this.
I'm gonna say it again.
You told us
Look,
That's right, and I'll keep saying it because Superman. Now, on that same note, has anyone seen that movie Brightburn?
Oh,
yes, I've seen Brightburn.
Yeah,
Okay.
That movie, I seen seen all the kills. It was just not. In my defense, it was not a good movie. It was
To
just plain out,
okay,
flat out ridiculous.
no, because think about it. Really think about it. What happened? What would have happened if Superman hadn't gone good? Because honest to
Yeah, I
God,
know, right? That's
with
what
the
makes
with the
it.
okay, if he did not have if he had he has all the abilities that he has, if he had not gone good at a young age,
I see what you're going
that
with. I see what
movie
you're going with.
that movie is what happened with Superman in an alternate universe not going good. Okay? That's what made it. To me, that was an amazing movie.
And you know what's really interesting is the fact that that kid went on to play.
That's one of the things that makes Brandon different from Clark is the fact that actually there are two things that make him different from Clark. One, he had a proper parental figure who was not afraid of him, and two, Clark was only 5.
Okay.
Brandon was sent there to take over the planet.
Right.
Obviously.
There's one thing that bugs me. The fact that Brightburn
major differences.
Go ahead.
To be fair, I will say this. You know, I'm just gonna say that it's really crazy because like that kid put on a good performance as Brandon. Because you know, I actually enjoyed his performance as Brightburn, and you know, I actually enjoyed his cameo performance as young Ant-Man. And I looked at that kid and I was just like, doesn't he look like that kid from Brightburn? And I looked at his eyes and I was like, oh my god, that's the same. That's the same damn kid from Brightburn.
Yeah.
Because you know, remember Avengers Endgame?
Oh, I remember that one. That was a good. That was a good
same
movie.
kid. That was that same kid.
Exactly. But that was but it gives you such a great look at what would have happened. And I think because nobody is ever that good, which is why I hate Superman so much, because Superman is such the goody two shoes. Okay, so when they had Superman go bad a few times, I actually kind of rooted for him. I was like, yeah, give us bad Superman. But then Brightburn came out, and for a while I was hedging on it because I was like, man, I don't know, are they gonna give it any justice?
Hey.
And then my better half and I one night my better half and I grabbed some, as Sonic calls it, Subway. We grabbed some Subway. We flipped on the 55-inch and said, let's watch this movie. And we don't jump scare. We love horror flicks. We are huge horror fans. We will watch anything gruesome, gory. We're big fans of the Wrong Turn movies. So if you've never seen those, that's about as gruesome as it really gets on screen.
I have.
But anyway,
and you should hear
we seen Brightburn, and there were jump scares in there that actually made us jump. Whereas we were just like, holy shit, we didn't expect that. And like I said, we're big horror fans. You can't get us a jump scare. And this movie actually made us go, wow, that's great that they portrayed him like that, because you wouldn't have thought of it like that, because when they did the movies of Superman and they made him, oh, he's an adult and he suddenly he goes bad for this short time or whatever he does, it's not the same as a child version, because children are less contained, less reined in by society. They're still learning as they're growing, whereas adults have pretty much where adults have already pretty much established themselves, and for a kid to like completely lose control like he did in Brightburn was just like, I absolutely love that movie. It was just a fantastic, well thought out, from front to beginning to end. It was great. I wish they would come out with a second part to it, a second movie.
Hey, you never know, Chris.
Hey, Hazard.
You never know, Chris. And besides,
What's
Yeah,
up? I figured I'd drop in to say hi because it has been a while since I've been in here.
Oh well,
What's up, Hazard?
welcome to the stream.
hello,
We
Hazard.
we are currently live.
Yeah.
someone
Oh, neat.
Hazard. Someone thought I was scarier than you.
Huh?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. Apparently, someone put me in the top 5 scariest people.
And this server, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
They
To be fair, Matt, you intentionally try to scare people. I don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Why do you call yourself Hazard the Incinerator if you don't scare people?
No, I said intentionally.
I don't mean.
Okay, sure.
I incinerate trolls. That's how come I'm terrifying to people in this server.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, but I don't do it to scare people. I just do it to have fun.
Yeah, you do it to have fun. I do it because there are some people who just won't fucking learn otherwise.
That's true.
Now, I was
like,
just gonna say,
they don't see me bad a lot of the time. Well,
So, like I said, man, don't get me wrong. You can scare the hell out of people all you please. I won't stop you.
Speaking of
No
scaring
disagreement
people,
there.
If anything, I'll encourage it.
Speaking of scaring people, I'm just gonna put this out here.
That's the thing. Because I know,
Speaking of scaring people,
it won't end well.
I'm not one to brag, but my Pennywise voice has been known to scare a lot of people, man. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not so much
It's not.
you have to worry about when it comes to me. It's what I'm going to do to destroy someone's mind.
Oh, I know that. I'm just bringing up something like speaking of scary.
I know. I'm just saying.
See, let me put it in perspective. There, as the management team, we have our own specific room that you guys can't see. We get to see this side of Hazard that you guys don't get to see until he finally loses it and goes, "No, fuck this shit. I'm going after him." But we get to see this, and it's one part disturbing, one part scary, and 2 parts hilarious. Because I like Hazard. I like to sit back and watch him rage when he gets a kick on, because I know he doesn't have to get ragey, but every once in a while somebody it really brings it out in him, and it's fun to just sit back and go, I wish I had some popcorn, because I'm not going to stand in his way if he decides to go after somebody, if he decides to go, no, I'm if
I use a combination of rage and sarcasm.
Yeah.
Quick question though, Chris, can you share the popcorn?
Oh yeah, I can always share the popcorn if you like lots of butter.
Miss Jen, guys, I do got some questions. One, how hilarious are you talking? Like 10 times, 20 times, or tenfold?
Maybe for you like.
Basically, according to Chris here, I apparently some of the shit I do is a sadist wet dream.
Oh yeah, right there.
Tenfold.
And I have a sadistic side.
Oh yeah.
Yours is tenfold also. You know what? Everybody that got
No. Hazard. How about you describe some of my sadistic side?
You're just a little twisted. Me? I'm very visceral.
No.
I'm extremely blunt, visceral, and get straight to the point.
When you talk about crucifixion, I'm like, I need pliers. Like we talk about various equipment to use, and I also.
I've also threatened to someone who annoyed the shit out of me that I would find a way to rip out their reproductive organs through their ears.
Hey.
Funny.
That doesn't surprise me.
Have you not seen Mortal Kombat?
That sounds like
Mortal Kombat. I grew up on Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
that's not an excuse. I would do to a certain somebody.
It's either that or I locked him in a room with Mr. Popo for an entire month. Take your pick.
Mr. Popo is my spirit animal.
I do what Vegeta did. Krillin.
Nobody wants to be stuck with Mr. Popo.
That's right, Maggot.
That's right, Maggot.
And then I also forced them to play all of the Outlast shit.
Oh no, I got one worse. Make them watch the Death Note live action thing several times.
Ugh.
That movie was okay, to be honest.
Live action, like
What?
Netflix live action, or
Who said that?
That and followed up by let's see, maybe a week-long viewing of Dragon Ball Evolution and nothing but.
Oh God.
Okay.
I have it on DVD.
Hazard, are you talking about the
We're not
Netflix
watching.
Death Note?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't want to watch that.
Ah, shit.
Here's the thing. Enough, they don't have a choice.
Right. Well, look at it this way. I'm a respectable guy, so it takes a lot to offend me, and it takes a lot to get on my case.
Like I
Oh, there's
said,
So
an agreement
Hazard,
there.
Chris will
Hazard
tell you, it
first.
takes a lot to piss me off.
It does.
Meaning that if
First
someone
to
has
say.
pissed me off, they've gone to the point of no return.
So
Hazard.
let me just
There's
say,
no
Hazard.
disagreement there.
Hazard. It's bad enough that I have to torture myself for Devil's Lip.
And that's something we can't disagree.
Oh, fucking throat.
Because I have to watch the final season of Castlevania.
Oh, definitely watch that, man.
I bet that was crazy.
Like
It was.
if they kill Trevor, Sypha, or Alucard and they don't bring back Dracula, I'm going to riot.
I'm gonna stay out of your sight if you go riot.
I'm gonna put it this way: one of my friends literally compared one of my worst moments to basically being as violent as Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
Like, how violent are we talking on Game of Thrones? Like, highest or the lowest? Or is it
It would literally depend on my mood.
Okay, never mind.
Like,
I think I got an idea.
If nothing else, it would be an idea of okay. You've all heard. If anyone's watched Game of Thrones, you know about Joffrey, or as I like to call him, Prince Jackoff.
Oh yeah, Joffrey.
Game of Thrones, everybody remembers that jackass.
The Emperor motherfucker?
Everybody remembers him. What about him?
Put it this way, I'd probably be as psychotic as he was.
I hated Joffrey.
He was more annoying than
familiar.
Psychotic.
I'd be Joker
Well,
psychotic.
he's a vicious idiot. The thing is, I wouldn't be an idiot.
Right.
That's something we don't have to worry about.
Okay, for DC examples, he'd be like Joker.
Exactly. That's not.
I try not to be like the Joker unless I absolutely have to be, but some people never learn otherwise.
He will grab you, take you to an abandoned warehouse, beat your ass with a crowbar.
A or B.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I would love to have Joker's crowbar as a collector's item and use it for self-defense. To be honest.
And I hate to be like a tree and leave, but I gotta say, I gotta go, guys, because my battery's running low.
That's all right.
Adios.
Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to meet all of you, and thank you for having us on this stream.
Oh yeah, anytime.
And some of you, pleasure to me talk to you again.
And yeah, to be
Anytime.
fair,
Until
to be
next time.
fair, I'm usually filtered roughly like 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Usually being the keyword.
Nice.
Heh.
Alright, adios, buddy.
Adios.
Filtered. Bye. Filtered Hazard.
Okay. The conversation. I would like to say something because the fact that he mentioned the whole I don't know how to put it, but when y'all were talking about the Joker and everything, there is one thing that came out of this. I don't know if y'all familiar with Batman the Brave and the Bold. I know this ain't like
I know of it.
It's a pretty campy show, but I love it.
Yeah, but if you were, I know y'all were familiar with it. Now, y'all were right about one thing: Batman could never get closure to get vengeance from his parents. That I really understand, but Brave and the Bold did the right thing to let him have closure. He did find the killer. Two ghosts were standing right there. Two ghosts.
That's the problem. He did. That's the thing. He did.
I was getting to that. The two ghosts were telling him. One ghost was telling him, and I know that was Kevin Conroy's voice from the guy with the hat, saying, "Let your devotion to justice let him go and just put him in jail." And the other one said, "Don't, because if you do, Batman dies."
No. He was urging him to become an agent of vengeance rather than justice.
Yeah, but he did say that Batman will die. But Batman aka Bruce Wayne, said, "Batman may die, but Bruce Wayne won't." He did say that part. I remember because I saw it right to that clip 3 times to make sure he said it right. Guy ran and well, he the man that killed his parents finally realized he created something that should have never happened. He laughed and he laughed a little bit and just passed out.
He
And the last
laughed because he realized how badly he screwed up, and basically the shock was too much, most likely.
No.
I don't remember the entire Brave and the Bold series, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm wrong.
No. You clearly don't remember what really happened. He found out. No, he told the villains the truth, and they tried to kill him. And he died.
He dead.
I thought he was still alive.
No.
He
They
gon'
beat him.
he
They beat
gon'
him up.
Like, that was
he
a
gonna
reference to
die.
the actual comics when he found out that his own men found out that he was the cause of he created Batman by killing his parents, and they fucking murdered his ass.
Yeah, they beat the literal
They
shit out of
murdered
that man.
He was murdered.
There is one positive side that 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 really got me surprised, and
One of the reasons
it probably never happened.
It's actually one of the reasons why Bruce Wayne made sure that Dick Grayson brought the killer of his family to justice. So, and when Wonder Woman asked him, so that he'd end up like you, he literally retorted to her saying, so that he wouldn't. Because Dick Grayson is literally Bruce Wayne's view on what Batman should be. Not only being the symbol of fear when necessary, but also having a hopeful mentality. Notice how Dick Grayson is an optimist. He was basically Bruce's good cop.
In any case, I'd hate to interrupt this discussion, but I gotta cut and run for now, and I gotta finish up this commission.
Yeah.
Right, Hazard?
Thanks for joining us, Hazard.
No problem. I'm getting paid for 12 commissions total here, and I gotta get a move on.
Nice.
Good luck, buddy.
Take your time with mine. Honestly.
No worries. I'm mostly through Tony's list.
Jesus tap dancing Christ, Tony.
Damn you, Tony.
He gave me 13 commissions to work on.
But
yeah,
I'm willing to bet I still have the most expensive single one.
Yeah, at the moment. Tony's been paying me at least $100 for each one so far.
Oh, well.
I paid him $150 for one.
It's true.
Every day.
Mm-hmm. I post my artwork in this server with the number of art thieves that have gone through here. No thanks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why?
Why does this one look bigger than the other one? Oh, they don't look bigger now. Never mind.
Yeah, and he already had to deal with an art thief, so yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of artists, I did that one. It was through Coy McLeod's recommendation from an artist. I think the one that speaks Spanish and English at the same time. He did recommend that artist. I got her Twitter profile. I'll send a link later.
Does she have Note from Heroes as a profile pic?
Can you give me a second? Let me look that up real quick. I think I can spell it out for you if that's okay in proper way. I think her name was Annie. Anyway, her name was Annie.
I'm not sending. I'm not sending you a request.
She wouldn't happen to have a profile pic of fan art of Note, would she?
I don't know, but I will send you her. I will send her the link. I will send the link to you because that way y'all can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
No.
All right. not to interrupt here for just a moment, but we're going to end the stream. This has been a very successful night. I'm glad all of you have joined us. And we will definitely do another night of streaming another night. But yes, this is a very good time. Like I said, if you haven't gone over, given me a follow or anything, pop on over. You can always like catch weird stuff like this, and I probably will do the Cards Against Humanity game within the next like 2 days because Wednesday I will not probably be online after 2 o'clock in the afternoon till Sunday night